we begin our journey as always, uh, flying in through the clouds down into one of the mini villages of the old world. We see Palicos, practice fighting with each other with their different weapons. You see hunters walking in and out of the guild hall and different shops all throughout the village. You see the smithy hard at work at new armor that's been requested. And as we enter in through the guild hall doors, we see, as always, the receptionist in the back of the guild hall stamping bounties, wishing hunters luck. We see long rows of tables and benches where hunters sit and eat food and just kind of commiserate. And there's a small little shop in the back where shop typically is actually sitting at, trying to haggle with the merchant. And then we see each one of you, as the camera pans. Let's go ahead and go with, since some of your guys' first time playing with each other, we're going to have you guys describe your characters. Let's go ahead and start with Laluda. Why don't you describe your character and tell us what you're doing in the guild hall? Are you there? Did we lose him?
I think I heard someone leave.
Yeah, I think we lost him. So, back to it. As we pan away from Laluda's expression on his face, let's look at Marluck. Marluck, go ahead and describe your character and tell us what you're doing in the guild hall.
Marluck is a large half-orc who has just sitting there with his brother, or his twin brother, and just kind of getting excited to go out on a hunt. Recently they have been hunting separately, and so they are excited to be able to hunt as a team and to just kind of do something as a family group since they're no longer with their tribe.
Okay, so you're kind of hanging out there with your brother right now, and maybe that's the best person to pan over to then. As we kind of see you, we then get a glimpse of you, Ulrich, if you would describe your character, and add anything else to what you and your brother are doing.
I will add I'm the older twin brother to cough to Marlon. I'm about a good solid 6 foot tall, kind of dark green skin, couple of stubby tusks. I look like I'm used to riding animals because that's what I'm used to doing. I'm on the search for the perfect mount, and I've come and to explore and discover with my brother here.
Nice. So it looks like Fiddle is having to step out from this game. They're having issues with Discord and connection to Roll20. So I will try to get him into a game later. So it's now a 4-player game instead of a 5-player game.
Now it's game legal.
Exactly. That was the plan the whole time. So I just let him know that we'll try to get him into a later game this month. If not, we'll figure something out. So yes, as you were kind of finished, talking with your brother and kind of describing your own character, we shift over to. Let's go ahead and go with Nico. Nico, if you would, describe your character, tell us what you're doing. You don't necessarily have to be with the group, but you're obviously in the guild hall.
Nico is 5'10", wearing scale mail that is sleeveless on one arm and has a sleeve on the other. A bow is strapped to his back, along with a quiver of arrows. Blonde hair cut short, tops a face that could use a bit of a shave, probably. He's got padded leather gloves with the fingertips somewhat worn out, and currently he is just kind of sitting down and eating a meal.
Okay, you're probably
occasionally glancing over to the other hunters in the room.
Yeah, and maybe you're sitting at the opposite end of the table as Marluck and Ulrich. And then finally, as we shift from you, we shift over to the final character or creature of this session, Hercules. Would you please describe your character and what you are doing?
Hercules is a feline hailing from nowhere and taking shelter everywhere from this little icon on that is his character token. You can see everything you need to see about him. He's your stereotypical feline, probably on the cover of your local children's book. This For his attire, he is wearing a simple iron breastplate with sword, sword and shield locked on his back with the sword, making his armor very cold with the ice swirling around it.
Okay, and where
At
are
this
you?
time,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
at
Sorry, I
this
thought you
time,
did.
you will find him at the meal table as well, but instead of enjoying an actual, he's having himself a bit of a problem getting himself out of the tankard.
So, you all are the four of you conveniently are all sitting at a table. What are the odds? When yes, you see Hercules basically just like go headfirst into his tanker of, I believe, I didn't hear exactly what it was, but I'm assuming it's ale. Right next
It's
to. Go ahead.
actually virgin apple cider.
Virgin apple cider. So it's a very sweet smell as one of you, I assume, goes to assist him, or do you all just let him drown in his own apple cider?
Hey, son. Maybe pull back a little bit on that, and I'll walk over and.
Pull him out. So you pull out a, like those cats that, you know, after they get like they fall in, like the pool, like the face they look like the wetness of it. Maybe you might have a happy face for all I know, Hercules, but the at least the fur and how it looks is just soaked in damp.
Just holding him up by his scruff and going, and then talking to him in Linian, go, maybe a smaller glass next time.
Hercules just blinks in response, and in his eyes you can see nothing short of an existential cry.
Okay. Just gonna set him down next to the glass. Keep an eye on him. Take my seat again.
All right, take your seat. You all eventually at some point finish eating, finish your apple ciders. Finish just kind of commiserating over your last hunts you did, that you each had, separate from your brother. But today seems like a fine day to hunt, and the four of you all decide that this is a good group and we're gonna give it a go. Who's the person who probably like heads up to the notice board first? Who takes that initiative?
I'm exceptionally eager to take a look at this board, especially after the results of the last hunt. Let us go take a gander.
And just as Hercules is drying off, he joins this man's at a quickened.
Okay.
Ah,
Say
I'll
go.
just call over. It's like, I picked the last hunt, Ulrich. All you this time.
Okay. So Luke heads over. For Hercules, for your microphone, I think the noise gate at the end of it is cutting out the last little bit you say sometimes, so you might want to lower it slightly. Just to adjust for that. So yeah. So you
said noise gain.
Gate, like noise gain. Those, it's kind of because we're losing the last little bits of some of the things you're saying.
Sorry about that.
No problem. I just figured I'd let you know so that way we don't have that in the future. So as you guys all head over to the notice board, you'll notice that a few of them have changed. Let's go ahead and zoom out for everybody to see.
Brother, come take a look. And you, tiny one, can you see?
He just looks up and gives a small thumbs up.
Okay, so you see 5 different hunts. 2 of them seem familiar: the Dune, the Honors, and the Birdbrain Bandit. But there are 3 new ones: Azeros, the Azure Beast, the Royal Spittake, and Rumble in the Volcano. They all seem to be about as difficult from at least your own kind of like hunter knowledge. Some might be slightly more than others, but they're within your ability. So as players or as characters, if you want, go and feel free to discuss over which ones you want. As kind of the rules we always go with. It's whatever one gets the most votes is the one that you guys end up doing.
An Azure Beast sounds like a noble prey to me. What say you, brother?
Well, I might be interested in being a bodyguard here at the dunes. Or, it looks as though we would, be doing some hunts there. I see, however, it's the only one that does not have a rank assigned to it.
It's still rank 2. That's a mistake on my Photoshop.
Well, as he brings up the Dune the Honors quest, Hercules jumps on his shoulder and raises a fist in the air triumphantly to basically say he seconds that decision.
Okay, so that is 2 for Dune. It was 1 for, I missed that, was it the Azure Beast?
Jeez.
So there's 1 for the Azure Beast. There's 2 for the Dunes. There's still 1 vote left that could tie it up, and then I get to roll a D2 and we see what happens. Or you guys can discuss and, make your own choice. As the final person here, do you wish to go towards the Dunes? Or do you want...
I gave Ulrich my vote, so it'll be the Aljuros.
Okay, so we have a tie. So do you, as players, just to make this the easiest way, is anybody swayed really either way, or do you want to just kind of do a roll on 1d2 and see which one?
I'm all for some dunes. I love me some sand biomes and whatnot, but I think the dice have spoken. Or I suppose let the dice speak, I should say.
I'm just as much in favor for the dice, but it would be nice to try something new.
For the dunes versus like going to the Verdant Hills, is that what you mean, or?
Yeah, I haven't fought a Baroth yet.
Have you fought an Azeros?
Yeah, in the Anjanath hunt?
Ah, yes, you have ran into one.
Actually, we fought 2.
Alright, so we have 1 for, for let dice speak, 1 for kind of preference on the dunes, but it's okay with letting the dice speak. How do the other 2 of you feel?
Yeah, I'll be fine with either result. I'm cool with rolling the dice. I'm not going to be upset no matter which one we do.
Agreed.
Alright, so we'll assume a 1 is Arzeros, the 2 is the dunes. Here we go. It's the dunes.
I'm upset.
Too bad. Alright, so after a little bit of discussion and a game of probably rock, paper, scissors to see which one takes it, or maybe a flip of a coin, Ulrich, you take the Dune the Honors, rip it off the bounty board, and take it over to the guild receptionist, where she wishes you all the best of luck to be safe. And just as a reminder that since you are lower ranked guild members, they will provide you each with a cool drink should you require it for the hunt. And
That's right.
Probably gonna require that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cue puppy eyes for the cool drink.
It will be provided once you guys get to the dunes. So if there's anything you guys want to buy in town, this is the time to do it. Feel free to look through the Guide to Monster Hunting or through the normal Player's Handbook and see if there's anything you can purchase. Player's Handbook is standard normal equipment, where the Amellwind's Guide to Monster Hunting, you can basically pick any of the magic items or new items in there, as long as you can afford them. And while you guys look, I'm going to make sure I have the hunt set up for you all.
Awesome. I can't remember if I had enough money to upgrade my
Upgrading armor is 500 gold.
Plus the armor spheres.
Plus the rest of the materials.
How many armor spheres are necessary?
5.
Okay, damn. I only had 3. Is it 5 for the?
How much is it for the feast to upgrade?
It's 500 to upgrade it from common to uncommon. You need 5 either earth crystals for the weapon, or 5 armor spheres, or something equivalent to those.
Gotcha. So I have 550.
Dang, I got lucky. I'm gonna head over to the smithy, donate some earth crystals and a bit of coin to have them upgrade my breastplate.
Okay, so you upgrade your breastplate. So in the treats and features and traits section, go ahead and add an extra slot into your breastplate. And obviously, if you want to put any material in there, you can.
Okay, I think I have 4 earth crystals. I think they're 50 apiece, and I have 557 gold. So could I buy one and then upgrade my my sword?
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Awesome.
also in general, if you guys ever want to upgrade your like weapons and armor, you can do that in between sessions without as long as you just let me know.
Oh, got you. Okay, sweet.
And of course, I just bugged out my thing. I have to refresh my Roll20 on Chrome, which at least is not for the stream, because the hunt was up above the bar in Chrome. It was like over the URL bar.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, so you're having to deal with zooms. Okay, yeah. So you can both upgrade your weapon. Hercules can upgrade their armor, their breastplate. Is there anything else you guys want to buy? There is currently 4 normal potions of healing, and that's the wrong dice. Here it is. 2 greater potions of healing available.
I got some potions of stuff that I didn't use, so
Sounds good. Looks good.
While I'm at it, I'm just gonna mention I'm slotting in the engine aft plate.
Okay.
I had for some reason thought that I had started with my, like I used the arm, I upgraded my armor and weapon. That's what it says on my sheet. Am I mistaken?
Yeah, you guys would have started with them depending on what you guys rolled for your upgrade materials. So if you had them, they should have been marked by me if you had them both upgraded. Let's see here. I'm sorry, I'm still getting used to voices. So whose am I looking at right now?
This is Marluck.
Marla, okay.
Or Strider.
I will get used to the voices eventually, I promise. So let's see here. So your unarmored clothing. You do have 2 sockets in your unarmored clothing, and your hunting horn is also uncommon, yes. So yeah, this will be better for formatting for you. Makes it easier to read. There we go. So, and you can kind of see it now with the lines. You can see your other sockets and stuff like that. So you are good on that. Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to buy, or any questions you have before we get started?
Is it possible to ask around for information on the Baroth?
You can definitely try. If you want, give me a history check. The DC is equal to its carved DC, which I know. Someone's trying to longsword their way through information. 15. Okay, yeah. What are you trying to find out about the Baroth?
If there's anything I shouldn't use against it in terms of elemental damage.
Okay, let's see here. Well, I mean, I don't believe there's anything you have to specifically worry about. The Baroth itself is very like hardy, well armored creature. It still has fear of fire. It loves to wallow around in the water, but it's not like it can still drown. So let's see here. No, nothing specific that you notice on that. The one information you do find out is that it can be very dangerous getting in close to it while it's completely covered in its mud, because it can shake it off and you can potentially get trapped in it. So that is one thing to be careful of.
So it's scared of fire.
Not necessarily scared of fire, more than any other beast.
That's not the button I planned.
Alright, anything else you guys want to do?
I think I'm content. Rested, had a tasty beverage from the guild, and eager for adventure.
Excellent.
indeed.
All right. Well, as you guys all then settle down for the night. We're not going to go through your rooms in this case. Some of you have heard some other people's, but we'll do that probably in another future game. So you all settle down for the night, get your rest, wake up early in the morning, and head out to the dunes. And in terms of map, we're going to assume you're still in the same village as you were prior, which is Kokoto Village. You traveled to Mindguard, and then from Mindguard you take a boat down to kind of the tip between the old jungle and the dunes itself. After another day or so journey, you make it to the hunting grounds within the dunes themselves, and let's drag you guys over to that map and get your tokens out. So this is still one of my older maps, so it is not updated like the Ancestral Steppes or the Verdant Hills. This one will eventually get updated though. Alright, let's see. Alright, you should all be able to see now. If you cannot, please tell me.
Oh my god, I'm blind. Oh wait, no. Bottom. Bottom right hand corner.
Yep, I shifted you all down that way for view.
Oh, thank you.
I realized the reason I couldn't see is because I had my character sheet up. I see us now.
Nice. Alright. So, you arrive in camp. The camp, it's kind of how it always looks. You're in a small, like, it's not a cave per se, but you have ridged walls along all sides, kind of like sandstone. And you see your standard, like, large yellow tents with all of your equipment already prepared in there. You see a large blue chest near the southwestern edge. Kind of that leads out down towards the desert below. But behind you, to the northeast, you see a kind of like a pathway that like kind of leads through kind of like the rocky mountain part of the desert, and deeper in that you can't really see beyond a couple curves. What do you guys do?
Complain that I can't see the map.
How dare you? Can you really not see it? Let's see.
Yeah, I can't. It's just pitch black to me.
Let me try doing this really fast again. Shift your sight over. Because
How do you do that, by the way?
You hold down shift and you
Yeah,
you
I can't
click.
see anything.
You should be able to, because I have the same sight as you do. I can check your sight. Try refreshing really fast. Sometimes that'll happen.
Alright, give me a sec now.
Sorry about that. I had to step away for a second.
No problem. We're dealing with a technical difficulty. We'll see if the refresh fixes it or not.
I'm gonna go grab something from the fridge real fast. I'll be right back.
Cool. So we're waiting. While testing, Jazzy, nice. They're giving me comments on, or my friends are commenting on my quarantine beard apparently.
I, for one, think it's fabulous.
It's time for it to go. My wife's gonna kill me. She's like, now there's food getting stuck in it when you're eating. It's time for it to go.
Just need to learn how to eat better.
It's just lazy. This is just laziness for me. I hate it.
Defy her.
The beard must survive.
The beard will die tonight or tomorrow probably. I just trim it all down until it's down to stubble.
Do you want to drag my view over to where we are?
Yep, I'll try that now.
FN chat for the beard boys.
Any luck seeing now? So I have shifted your view. Yes, no, maybe so?
Give me a second, it's being kind of slow for me right now.
Oh, you know what? No, I know why you can't see, because I'm smart. Nobody saw anything.
Did I miss a memo?
Yes, obviously.
I am granted the gift of sight.
I definitely didn't pull out the wrong token. Not at all. That wasn't it at all. Nobody saw the wrong token. Didn't happen.
What are we talking about?
Exactly. So, as you all, gain sight and realize that you are standing in the middle of the hunting grounds camp, you see the large chest, you see your tents. What do you guys do?
Hercules is going to go ahead, jump inside the chest, take his cool drink,
Okay.
take a giant swig, take over the role of artisan, and start looking for food.
Well, we'll see on the artisan part because we'll see where everybody else wants to go. But so you open it up though, but you also find inside a potion of first aid for each of you. So there's 4 of them.
Hey.
These potions, as a reminder, basically work as potions of healing, but you return them to the guild at the end of the hunt if you don't use them.
I'll go ahead and pass them around while I'm still inside the chest.
Okay, yeah, we see like his little cat paw, like just like leaning backwards to hand a potion out and reaches in and keeps doing that. You see 2 days worth of rations for each of you. There is the 4 cool drinks. There is also 2 torches. In addition to a pickaxe, an herbalism kit, a fishing pole, and a bug net. So, as you each kind of grab your things, let's go ahead and decide on roles. As a reminder for the stream who hasn't seen this before, roles-wise, you have the Trailblazer, who basically is the decision-maker of the hunt. They are the person who is going to decide which direction the group's going to go, and they're going to make their survival checks to determine what happens in each area you go to. You then have the Scout, who goes out ahead, kind of sees what they might be in the area, or anything of interest possibly. You have the Spotter, who uses their passive perception to help kind of track anything that may have changed, or anything that the Scout might have missed, kind of try to protect the group one as a secondary defense. You also then finally have the Artisan, who is the cook of the group. They will provide some type of magical boon from the cooking system that I created. Depending on, and if they do really well, you might get some extra bonuses. If you do really bad, you might get food poisoning. We'll see. It's only happened once.
Not to fear, I am a Meowster chef.
So, who wants to be the Trailblazer? That thing is the first question. That's usually the biggest one. Nobody. This would be the best group.
So that's based off of survival.
Correct.
I got a +2.
Not a +2.
I heard a +5 in there.
That's Marluck.
Ah, excellent, brother.
So Marluck, are you going to be the Trailblazer?
I was Trailblazer on the last hunt, and I feel it went quite well, so I'm excited to resume that role.
Excellent. All right. Next up is the Scout. I don't think we have any rogues in this group. So, who wants to be the Scout? Or do you guys want to forego a Scout and just use 2 spotters?
What does the Scout use?
Scout is stealth and perception.
I've got a 3 stealth and a 2 perception.
I'm here.
Don't remember, if you wear heavy armor, it is a disadvantage on that stealth.
Medium armor.
And certain medium armors.
Oh shit, yeah. I guess Scale is one of
This post was made by the Breastplate Gang.
I need more money.
So I will say that if you guys wanted to avoid the Scout, you could go with 2 spotters, which would give a +4 passive perception to one of the 2 of them.
I do have 4 survival, but I do like taking advantage of the Meowster chef trade.
Say, I have a +2 survival, so is it perception we're looking for?
Perception and
We're
stealth.
looking for survival for the Spotter, I believe, and
Well,
the Scout is stealth and...
so it's stealth and perception for a Scout. It is passive perception for the Spotter.
So my passive perception is a nice solid 11.
Nice. So if you had 2 spotters, though, that could be a 15.
That's true.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
mind
we might
spot.
want to go 2 spotters here.
Not to fear, I have 12.
Same.
Okay, so do you guys so do we want then Nico and
Marluck's passive perception is 15. If someone before, but I know he was planning on being the cook. But if we wanted to readapt,
I am willing to forgo artisan if we need to.
It sounds like that might be the best solution in your guys' case, because then you could have a potential like 19 spotter set up with a of +4 on the Trailblazer instead of a +5.
Although this does mean you would have to forgo my wondrous cook.
In life, we all must make sacrifices.
Up to you guys.
That's fair. I think I'll be a second spotter then.
Alright. Well, so that would put Hercules as the Trailblazer then. We'll put Marlock as the spotter. So who wants to be the artisan? I think is actually the bigger question between Ulrich and Nico. You'll use three, to just give you guys a quick overview of it, you'll use 3 of your ability scores to kind of describe how you prepare and cook a meal for the rest of the group. Depending on how well you roll on the checks, will depend on whether or not you poison your group or make them happy with a delicious meal. So as long as it's up to you guys on who wants to be that.
I like to think that, Ehrlich and Nico are staring down, and there's like a frying pan next to a fire, and everyone else is off getting ready to do their things. They're just like looking at each other. Do you cook?
I've been known to brew the occasional thing.
I too brew, and I've grown tobacco, but cooking is. I could try, I suppose, unless you want to.
I'm more of a scientist myself than an artist, and I hear cooking is an art.
That sounds correct to me. I suppose. I guess I'll try my hand out.
All right. Try not to kill us all.
He seems very flustered.
Marlock.
Left all my antitoxin at home.
So
He's
Marlock.
more of a jerky in the saddle, water pouch kind of guy.
So, Marlock, in this case, you've obviously had your brothers cooking probably at some point in time. When you hear him saying, "I will cook," what is, like, the reaction that we see from you?
definitely worry.
Hercules sees his expression of fear, and you can just see the hairs on his back stand on end.
Alright. So, Ulrich, while you have time, if you want to hit the Guide to Monster Hunting and pull up the Arts and Cooking system, which is on page 43, it's the ranks. You have access to all the rank 1 foods to choose from.
Oh, that was updated?
It's been in there since I did the big update.
I've really got to look at the manuals.
Depending on how long ago you looked at it, it's like 151 pages or something like that now. Let's see here. So you have that. So as the second spotter then, Nico, you are providing a bonus to Marlock. You and Marlock are basically working together, kind of keeping an eye for the group as you guys travel about. You'll be the ones who will notice that there's an ambush or maybe something that's worth mining potentially. All that type of jazz. You guys will all be walking as a group though. So as you travel between areas, you're going to need to tell me if you're trying to be stealthy, or if you're just walking normal pace, or if you're running, or for some reason, or something like that. In case there's any kind of checks needed, since there's nobody ahead of you to kind of scout the area. Okay, and we'll give Ulrich.
I think he's gonna try and make some hardtack, because that's just kind of what he does when he makes food for himself for a kind of like long forays into the wilderness.
Okay, so if you do hardtack, the effect would reduce the casting time of rituals by half, which I don't know for this group if that would work very well. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
That's a good point. I was also looking at that. Was it either the aged cheese or the spotted onion?
Spotted aged cheese, yeah. So you count as if you were one size larger for the purpose of determining your carrying capacity. So you guys can carry much larger things around, like.
Guys, no, the hardtack is perfect. I can cast Detect Magic
in 5 minutes instead of 10. Let's see here. And then you said it was the aged cheese, and what was the other one?
The spotted onion. just because it sounds like a great bar.
Of course. So you have blindside out to a range of 5 feet, which I will throw out that if there was ever potentially a sandstorm, something like that, that would give you sight at least to see your feet. So
I am all for that.
Okay, I think I know how he's gonna try and do this then.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dang.
All right. So yeah, as you're gonna cook this meal, there are 6 potential steps. I will list them out in Roll20 once I find out where I put them in this list. There we go. I'll put them in Roll20 so you can kind of see them all. That's talking to myself. That's a dumb spot to do that.
Gotcha.
All right. So it's horribly formatted, but basically it's deciding on the recipe or what you're going to cook, gathering the ingredients, preparing the ingredients, cooking the actual meal, or plating it properly. You'll use your it's just straight ability score checks, so there's no it's not like it's perception, so it's going to be literally just your strength,
Gotcha.
or just checks, and you can only use each ability score once, so you have to use 3 of them.
Oh, this is a question I've had for a while. Are other people able to use the help action on this?
No.
All right, gotcha.
So in this case, if you want to start somewhere in, you would have to start within the first 3 options to have at least 2 left over to choose from. So you can describe how you do it, and then if you want to let me know which ability score you're aiming for. If it makes sense, then you'll roll. If it makes no sense, I'll probably let you roll, but it'll probably be a disadvantage.
Okay, gotcha. So what I'm thinking is he's going to spend a good solid amount of time just trying to figure out what to cook. And that's where he's going to spend his intelligence. He's going to look at his, kind of the supplies around the area, see that he really doesn't have much other than jerky, and his brother's already told him that he's tired of all the jerky on the trip. So he's going to kind of root around maybe and try and see if he can't use his intelligence to see something in the ground, perhaps, and spot some of these here onions.
Okay, I like that. Go ahead and go with an intelligence check. 10. Okay. So you look around for a bit. It takes a tiny bit of time, but you find a small little like group of them that you pull out of the ground.
Hell yeah. Okay.
So
I think for onions, the 90% of the work is going to be preparing it. He at least knows that from having to cook out and about. So he's going to spend some time, maybe let's see, what would that be? Maybe use his wisdom to try and more of a dexterity thing to try and slice everything properly so that it'll cook in a more efficient manner.
Yeah, dexterity would make more sense than wisdom in that case, if that's what you want to use. Unless you can find some way to describe it in a way of using wisdom.
I'm thinking he's trying to save some more time, so maybe dexterity over wisdom in this instance.
Okay, yeah, that's perfectly fine. So yeah, you bring them all back to camp. You lay them all out on a small table, and start like cutting them up with like your carving knife. Go ahead and roll a dexterity. Let's see how it goes. All right, they're like finely cut, perfectly sliced, all exactly even. They are extremely well done in terms of being cut up.
Hell yeah.
And then, so in this case, now you've kind of gone from preparing ingredients, you still have technically cooking the meal and plating it. So you can, if you don't plan on describing how you cook it, you could just kind of do a quick little like skim over that, like how you cook it, and then you can describe how you plate it, if that makes sense.
Actually, I might do do a little bit of both, because I was imagining he probably has like a large pot that he cooks things in and whatnot. So he's probably just going to have one large pot of stew going. He's going to cook the stew and get it seasoned and kind of check the temperature and stir it every like 40 seconds or so, just to make sure that it's it doesn't, to where the onions aren't like caramelized. They're still a little crunchy, but the sweetness and the flavors kind of come out.
Yeah.
What's going on? Everyone else can bring their own bowl. He's not even going to worry about plating it too much.
Okay. So what skill are you trying to use with this?
If it's all right, I'd like to use my strength to kind of whip it around in a circle, so it forms a bit of a vortex. I'm going to kind of just drop things in there as I use whatever whisk or spoon I may possess.
That sounds.
Get it stirred into a nice prop.
All right, that sounds completely reasonable enough. So go ahead and roll a strength check.
Gotcha.
11. Okay, so this is a good thing, I believe, because your DC is a 10. So what I do at this point is I'm going to add up all of your saves. and then divide them by 3 for the check. So you got a 13.67. So actually, sadly, you are just under the like the check number for. Well, are you proficient with cooking utensils?
I don't think so. I think I'm a proficient miner.
Okay, if you were proficient with cooking utensils, you could have had your proficiency bonus, which might have put you over. In this case,
Gotcha.
so in this case, you all, you know, he has like kind of like this little like a stew set up with this spotted onion. And as you all bring your bowls over, he ladles some in. It smells delicious with different little herbs and spices in addition to nicely caramelized onions. You all sit down kind of around this campfire, and you take a bite. It's delicious. It is quite good. It's maybe not the very best you've ever had. Marlok, in your case, it's the best thing your brother has ever made, ever. But it's a good meal. If so, in terms of mechanic wise, you averaged a 13.66. Had you hit a 14, we would have rolled on the daily skill table also for an additional benefit.
Gotcha.
So that's really the only mechanical difference in the whole thing. So for the duration of the hunt, or until Ulrich decides to make another meal during a short or long rest, you guys have blindside out to 5 feet.
Hey.
Hercules has just finished his meal. He sets down his bowl and looks over to Ulrich, right?
See.
And he speaks his first words. You have my approval.
Good.
Well, thank you, tiny furred one. It is most appreciated. All I had were these spotted onions.
And he thinks for a second and gives you a really fast nod.
All right. So as the meal ends, you guys gather your things and you get ready to head out into the dunes. So our trailblazer in this case, which is Hercules. You have the decision of where to go first. There is the pathway that leads down into the desert below to the west, or you could head to the north, basically to the north, through some winding caverns of large, like solid rock, and see what leads that way. Where do you want to go?
Hercules, after taking a while to just figure out where to start, he, instead of actually coming up with a reasonable decision, starts spinning on the spot as fast as he can for a solid 5 seconds and ends up facing the west, or the first option.
All right, going down towards the desert. So Hercules stops spinning and points in that direction, to the potential confusement of you all, or like, okay, whatever, however you guys choose to react towards it. Hercules, I need your survival check, please.
I'm also going to go ahead and mention, just before he walks off, he falls flat on his face because it's the best deed.
All right. For those watching, survival checks in this case from the Trailblazer. If he succeeds on the check, I roll a d20. If he fails on it, I roll a d10. This is gonna be the only thing I roll off stream for the most part. I keep it secret because if they know what I roll, then they know what to expect and they can metagame. If I hide it, they don't, which makes it that much more fun.
Chat, give us strength.
So, here we go. Alright. So you head down into the desert, as a group in this case, with no scout ahead. Are you guys going stealthily? Are you going normally? How are you going about?
Hercules is more skulking close to the ground and strongly advises everyone else to do the same.
I will tiptoe behind the cat.
So you're all going to try to be stealthy. Okay. All right. So, I need stealth checks. This will be a group stealth check. If you have disadvantage because you're in armor, make sure you let me either know or change your setting so it rolls at disadvantage automatically.
Oh boy.
Okay, so let's see. So Ulrich, you are. You don't wear armor. Okay, so that is. So I'm missing from. What am I missing?
Yeah, I've got disadvantage, so I'm gonna roll.
Okay. 5.
Ouch.
So.
25 was gonna be what I rolled anyway.
And Ulrich, do you have disadvantage or no? That's the one person I'm not entirely sure about. Also, I realized you rolled your uncommon gun lance instead of actually a stealth check. So you just hear
My bad, I meant to hit you stealth. I don't know why I did that.
Dear God.
There we go. I have a
Just an explosion. I swear, this never happens.
No, let's go, boys! Oh man, it's amazing. All right. So
Guys,
as you,
that's how he gives us inspiration.
Fire shots in the air. Let's do it.
all right. So you travel down, kind of along a, it's still like the rocky terrain, from the camp you're at, slowly down towards the dunes. It's about a 5 to 10 minute walk or so to get down to like the sandy, like white sea in front of you. As you reach down the area, it starts to get sweltering hot. So, do you guys take your hot drinks now, or do you suffer through it?
Yes, we take our hot drinks.
Your
I
cool
think
drinks.
a hot drink would only make this worse.
Whatever.
Cool drink for this guy.
Yeah, definitely a cool drink.
All right.
Yeah, cool drink sounds like an ice option.
Yes, it's an excellent
Hey.
option. So you chug your whatever temperature drink you decide on, and as you do, that sweltering heat that you felt starts to kind of fade. At first, you feel like you've ever had like on an empty stomach. I'm assuming you all are able to drink like some tequila or some like whiskey, where you drink it, you kind of feel like a burning sensation going down to like your gut. Instead, it's a nice, cool, refreshing feeling, though, that then reaches your stomach and then radiates out through all your limbs and the rest of your body. It's still hot, but it's like a nice, dry heat. At it's like 90 degrees, where you can tolerate it easily enough. As you head out into the sandy desert ahead of you, the sand itself, if you are not, if you don't have any way to ignore difficult terrain through this area, it is difficult for you. Yeah, and as you head out, you see from everywhere in front of you, you see sand. It is basically all you see at the moment as you all enter into this area. What do you do?
I hate sand.
Well, now that we all don't feel like we're in a microwave anymore, why don't we scout around a bit?
No, we decided we wouldn't have a scout.
Well, you guys can still look around.
Potato, potato, potato. I'm gonna get moving for that.
All right, so you start walking about. Where do you go? Just like straight down the middle.
I'm just more planning to advance near the outer rim. I forgot how to ping without.
You just click and hold. As long as you're on, yeah, there you go.
Just around this edge too.
Okay. In terms of the edges of this map, in a sense, it's basically just more sand. It's not like a drop off or there's rocky terrain in the way. It's just sand for as far as you can see. As you guys kind of like go up and around that direction, I would say Nico, you notice, you see right here. Stop moving for a second, guys. You see about right here or so. You can't see that ping. I'm not sure if you can. So right here or so, you see a fin kind of pierce through the sand and then sink back down.
We got graboids.
It is, the fin itself was probably about, I would say a foot to 2 feet long or so, roughly on a quick glance. Brown in color, and that's kind of what you saw.
Got it. I'm gonna go We got sand sharks.
Hercules hear that and like tenses up and jumps onto.
That's Ulrich.
He jumps onto Ulrich's shoulders.
So you go running, yeah, and as Nico kind of mentions that, we're gonna roll for initiative. So we pop this up. Let me clear out the old one because I never do that and I always forget. So when you roll for initiative, make sure you are clicked on your token. That way it adds you to the initiative. Wow, that's some amazing rolls, guys. I'm cheated. And we'll get some music going. Also, I realize the desert wind's not going.
Ulrich balanced out the rest of our rolls.
I'll take one for the team on this, guys.
I think it's because I jumped in his face.
It's just like, oh, it's unbalanced from the extra weight in the second.
Let's go ahead and go with this music here. My initiative rolls, which was a whisper on accident, but you'll see it, and the stream can see it already. Other. And as you do, you kind of like you see Hercules like jump onto Ulrich. You see 4 more fins kind of pierce the sand and like sink back down. These are much smaller fins though, bluish in color.
Oh boy.
All right, and so there's that one. All right, let's order this. So, Marluck, you are first. You hear the warning. You look around. Like you might have seen a fin kind of like pierce back down below, but you see nothing else. What do you do?
I keep forgetting to hit push to talk. I would like to turn into a Iodrome.
Okay, you want to turn into an Iodrome. Let me get you access to one of those real fast. Push that theropods down at the bottom of this list. I'm gonna make a duplicate for you. Crashing my game.
To note, all of the sharks are currently under the sand, right? We can't see them?
Yeah, you cannot see anything. Besides sand. Alright. Alright. So you now have a copy of its character sheet, so you can edit to anything else you need it to be. And token should drag out if it would actually work for me here. Come on, token, you can do it. Game hates me right now. So as you transform, what? Oh, that's why. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Will this drag it out? Okay, we have a token. We give you access to it. Controlled by character settings. God damn it. Just let me drag you out. Like, why will it not work? Alright, I'm just gonna give you access to the standard Iodrome. So, you transform into an Iodrome, and what do you do as I slowly give you control? Push to talk.
Holding an action just costs an action, right? Not
No,
yours.
you have to hold your reaction. Your reaction is used to hold an action.
So I could still hold an action, right?
Yes, it just takes your reaction to do so.
Then I'm going to hold an action, and if one of these sharks comes up, I'm going to hit it with my poison spit.
Okay, so as soon as you see one pop up, you will shoot your poison spit at it. I like it. All right, as your turn comes to a close, Nico, what do you do?
Whew. Hitting the ball early on this one. I'm going to dodge up over here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull out the bow. Lightning's going to crackle up and down the shaft of the bow as I burn a Hemocraft die and use a Crimson Ray.
Okay.
Taking 3 damage in the process. And I will hold the attack action for the grab.
Okay. As you hold your action, Hercules, you are up.
Hercules, after seeing everyone getting ready for combat, he jumps off of Ulrich's shoulders and after pondering for just thanks, Ulrich. He's going to give me just a second as I look at this. He takes a look at Nico for a second and decides that he will hold an action and wait for Nico to fire, and the target he strikes, he will cast Toll the Dead on it.
Okay.
Hit or miss.
Right. Alright, so as your turn comes to a close, you all see the large fin start to pierce from the ground. And from it you see like a half submerged, you all recognize it as a Cephalos in the ground, kind of appears half submerged. So it does have some cover still, because it's not fully out of the ground. But go ahead and make your attacks. In this case, it could be all three of you. So it would be Marluk first, then Nico, and then Hercules technically. But feel free to roll them as you wish. Alright, so he needs to make a Constitution saving throw. 8. So he fails. Go ahead and roll that 2d6. Nico,
Does a 20 hit?
your shot does hit also. So yeah, you fire. It pierces into its like right along the back of its head, almost in the neck, dealing a number of
Just
damage.
take the first die. It's adding because of
Can do.
So 7.
So
total.
7 total. Okay, so it takes 7, and then we have our Toll the Dead from you, Hercules.
That's going to be a whiz save.
Right, go ahead and roll it, and I will make the save. My one weakness, saving throws.
Oh yeah.
So it is a fail. Okay, so it takes 2 points of damage.
It's going to be necrotic, just in case that matters.
In this case, it does not. Alright, so as your turn comes to an end, or actually as it appears, it gets hit by 3 different things. But Nico, you are the closest. So it shifts in the sand and juts out. Actually, no, it doesn't even shift in the sand. It goes to about right here, and gets hit, and then leaps up, fires sand at you, Nico.
Ah,
23.
I can only hit by even numbers.
You take 14 points of bludgeoning damage. You're just pelted.
Though, isn't it? Doesn't poison give you disadvantage on your attacks?
It is poisoned. You are correct. I forgot that poisons also. So,
I live.
Nico, it blasts, and as it does, the sand hits just in front of you, sprays up in your face. You kind of rub your eyes briefly, as it then dives back down under the sand. As his turn comes to an end, the other creatures appear. And one right here.
He gasped.
If at all possible, I'd like to use my free action to apologize to all.
They do not seem to care about your apology. Let's see here. 5, 10, 20, 30. So yeah, as you begin to apologize, the one to your left, Hercules, fires sand in your direction. 11. So as it fires, you like raise your shield up, cutting off your apology, as the other ones slowly begin to move in, kind of like swimming through the sand. Oh, they can go a little bit further. No. Yeah, we'll go there. Alright. So the one's gonna fire at you, Ulrich.
Yep.
14. No.
Okay.
As in your high AC. Nico, 1 at you. A 6. 5, 10,
Nope.
15, 20, 20. 10, 15, 20. So you're out of range, Mr. Iodrome, so another one at Nico. Nope, no luck. So they all kind of fire at you. The one in the far back that shot at Hercules goes back underground. The rest of them stay above ground. As Ulrich, you are up.
Okie dokie. I think
Should
I'm
really
going
zoom
to maneuver around to. I think I'd have to run past it to get over to Marlock, right?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. No, you can make it to him without. You would go like
Okay.
the I can show you. Go like this, here, 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 here. Just like that.
Okay, so is that that's 30 feet?
That's 30 feet, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take was it dash, I suppose?
Okay.
Use the remaining 5 or part of the remaining feet to hop on top of Marlock.
You're gonna hop on top of Marlock. All right. So he lets you. I'm assuming Marlock, you're gonna let him.
It's a normal strategy with us. I turn into a large beast. He's very good at riding things.
So yeah, with almost like with a sense of such practiced normalcy, he's gonna run across, jump, leap, grab onto the neck of Marlock, and then boom, and then kind of get his whatchamacallit. He's gonna kind of use his gun lance to vault himself up, and then ready himself for when it is time next to strike.
I like it. All right, this is a solid plan for the Cavalier. All right, so as Ulrich ends his turn, Marlock, you are up.
So are Hercules impressed.
Now that we are properly set up, I'm going to move 5. It does not like when I hold Z and attempt to move at the same time.
Yeah, because let's see here. So I'm gonna give you, for the sake of it, I'm gonna give you both control, or I'm gonna give you control of Ulrich so you can drag him with you, for just future stuff.
Appreciate it.
I believe that was 30 feet.
I'm just gonna say yes, because it's close enough, and I'm trying to get this working, so it's not a big deal. So, Marlock.
And now I would like to bite the one up above me.
Okay. All right, so you bite the one up above you with a 13. I will check its AC in 2 seconds after my stuff loads. You should be able to take Ulrich with you now. And let's take a look at this sucker's HP. A 13 does hit, so you kind of like run up with a purpose. Ulrich holding on, you don't have to even probably like grab him anymore. You just kind of like just hold him with your legs. As you reach down and bite at this fish-like creature. Go ahead and roll damage. 15. Whew. So you bite into it, and you like rear up, and you kind of like toss it to the side as it like hits the ground. It's bloodied. You took a massive chunk out of it. It's looking quite bloodied.
It also needs to make a DC 13 con save or be poisoned.
All right, con save. It fails as per usual. All right, so it is now poisoned, looking horrible. Anything else for your turn?
That'll be all.
All right, Nico, you are up.
I look at the brother who's riding the beastie that his other brother turned into. I'm like, that's cool. I look over at the cat. I shake my head and I shoot the beast that was poisoned.
Okay. Okay, and 19 does hit.
All right.
All right, Nico, how do you kill the first beast of the hunt?
Quick and easy. Arrow through the eyesight.
Nice. Yeah, it's we see Marlock like grab it and like throw it to the ground, and as soon as it hits the ground, we see the arrow pierce through its eyes and just slumps, lays there dead. Oh, very nice.
I'm gonna move back a little bit further.
Okay.
And keep my eye peeled for the sand shark.
Okay. So as you do that, Hercules, you are up.
Well, Hercules is completely awestruck by the Cavalier duo over here. He still is in the midst of combat and draws his sword to his sword and shield combo, and just leaps up and goes for a strike.
Okay. You go for your strike. What I like about this is your guys are about the exact same size too, so this is like the perfect fight to watch. As you go charge it in, just swing and stab it into the thing. Go ahead and roll damage. So to roll damage in this case, yeah, perfect. So 20 or 12 points of damage. So you stab into it. This one's a little bit bigger than the one that Nico and Marluck took care of. So you stab into it. It's not bloodied, but it's still quite injured. It's got a massive wound in its chest. You want to anything else for your turn?
Bonus action victory cry.
Victory
That ends
cry.
my turn.
Okay. And this one looks to be about the same size as the one to the south of you, Ulrich and Marluck. So as your turn comes to a close, from underground, the Cephalos appears right next to the two of you. It comes just like out of the ground, stands up on its two legs, and then it leans back and slams its body into you, or attempts to, Marluck. 17.
That is higher than the Iodrome's AC of 15.
Alright, so you take 12 points of bludgeoning damage as it slams into you. And then it lets out this gnarly cry. That is going to be its turn. I need to make a save for its poison. I think it's a 13. Yep, so it's still poisoned. As its turn comes to an end, the one relic that was underground reappears. Not much farther than where it was originally. The one is going to bite at you, Hercules. Actually, I mean, realistically, they're probably both going to come to you and try to bite at you. So bite 1, bite 2. I crit. Revenge, because this is the one that would have been that you just stabbed in the chest. You take 6 points of piercing damage. So you stab into it, and it does. It bites down on like your shoulder, piercing through part of your armor in one of its vulnerable areas. And but you're able to bash away the other one. And then finally, the other Delic is going to attack the Iodrome also. As it does, you just like kick it away. It kind of tumbles backwards. And that is going to be their turn. As Ulrich, you are up.
I'm gonna reel back, kind of lean, twist in the saddle, and then just try and stab at that giant beast with my gunlane.
Okay. A 16 hits.
Hell yeah. Okay, and then damage.
7 points of damage. Okay. It's still got a lot of fight. You stab into it. You kind of, it doesn't puncture it as much as like kind of nicks it along the side of its hide, but you cut it open along that section. It's still got, it's more pissed off than anything is what it looks like.
Hey. And then I would also like to wavering mark it, please.
Yep, I will. It is now marked.
Wavering mark. I think that triggers my longsword as well as the lance as well, so I have some stacks of them.
I'm confused. What do you mean?
Oh wait, no, that's right, because it's the start. I forgot. I keep thinking that I start the fight with 0 rune.
Okay.
No worries.
All right. So as your turn is up, since I'm assuming you're not moving away from Marluck, it will be Marluck's turn. What do you do, Marluck?
Well, since the big one is already poisoned, I'm going to attack this guy.
Okay. A 10 hits. They're not very sturdy. I will make my con save as I succeeded.
Victory.
It takes 12 points of damage. All right, it's same thing, kind of like the one Hercules has been fighting. This one's got is about the same size as that one, so it's got a lot of endurance. We'll say that. As Marlok, do you want to do anything else for your turn?
That'll be all.
All right. Nico, you are up.
I see the big boy finally burst out of the sand. I ready an arrow for him, and then out of the corner of my eye, I see Hercules getting tag team. And I'll shoot an arrow at the most weakened of the one that Hercules is fighting right now.
Okay. So yeah, there's one that's looking completely healthy, but the one that has a big old stab wound from Hercules' last attack. A 9 hits.
Wow.
He just made it. All right, as you deal 10 points of damage, it is looking quite bloodied. As it bites down on you, Hercules, you see an arrow pierce into its stomach. It releases the bite, and it's starting to bleed pretty profusely. Nico, anything else for your turn?
Nah.
All right, Hercules, you are up.
Just as he lets go of his arm, Hercules makes sure the other Delix is off of his shield and does a quick turnaround into the side of its head.
All right.
So that's going to be another sword strike.
17 hits. For 5 points of damage. You strike into it, going for the finishing blow. As you do, it limps to the, it falls to the ground. Conscious looks like it's lost, and then it starts to stand just back up, dazed and confused, as it's barely holding on to life.
Jesus.
While Hercules is very annoyed at this thing's endurance, there's not much he can do for the next 6 seconds.
All right, so as your turn comes to a close, it's now the Cephalos' turn. It once again, this time it's going to use its tail, and it whips around at the Iodrome. A 14? I know the Iodrome is squishy, but I'm not sure how squishy.
Yeah, the Iodrome has a AC of 15. Also, that'd be 13.
It would be 13. Yep. I was going to say it, but I was pretty sure it missed. But it's no longer poisoned as its turn comes to a close. It's going to move to here. And it's
Amellwind's dice are getting its revenge.
It is time. All right, it is now the Delix's turn. The one is going to disengage from you, Hercules, and burrow back underground. The other one is going to bite at you. A 16?
I just barely catch its jaws with my shield.
All right, and the final one will be, since Ulrich, you're up in the you're on top of him, so he can't really reach you. So the Dug attacks to the Iodrome.
Actually, could I make an opportunity attack against the Delix that burrowed, or
it disengaged? It was
okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, you could have. And then it bites the Iodrome with no luck. Once again, you just kick it away. That is going to be their turn. Ulrich, you are up.
Okie dokie. I'm going to take a stab at the big boy with the gunland.
Okay. You stab into it, pierce into its gut. Go ahead and roll damage. Nice. Yeah, as you inflict a serious wound, the Cephalos lets out a cry of pain as it starts to bleed heavily. It is now bloodied.
Can you smell the blood, brother? And I'll pass.
Marlok, you are up.
I will make some animal noises as I cannot currently speak.
I like it.
And then I am going to bite the Cephalos.
Okay. 7 does not hit. So you go to bite at it, and its tail just bats your face away. Anything else?
That'll be all.
All right, Nico, you are up. The one that you just shot previously has now vanished into the sands with your arrow in tow.
Ah. The small one next to the brothers, is that one?
Yes, the only one that's not wounded and that you can see is the one next to Hercules right now.
I'm gonna shoot the. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the small one next to the brothers.
Okay. A 12. He is, yeah, okay. I was trying to determine if it was in the way or not, if he would get the extra little AC. But you yeah, so you kind of thread the needle through the Cephalos and Marluck fighting at each other, and it pierces, hitting the Delic. Go ahead and roll for some damage. For 11 points. It is now bloodied. Not so bad as the it looks about as bad as what you previously had the last one looking after you shot it.
Got it. And that'll do it.
Hercules, you are up.
Okay. This Delex in particular, or Hercules does not like. So instead of going for an actual sword strike, he twists the sword in his hand and tries to strike the Delex with the blunt end of his sword as of inflict wounds.
Ooh, okay, casting inflict wounds. Go for it. An 18 hits. $14 points of damage. So as a blunt hits it, you see a necrotic like surge go from the Delec's temple and like kind of radiate down through the rest of its veins. It cries out and shrieks in pain. It is looking quite bloodied, about as much as the other one is currently. This is probably the smallest of them all. As Hercules, do anything else for your turn?
No.
Okay. It is now the Cephalos' turn. Once again. Are you minusing the HP off of the Idrome, by the way, from the first 6? I see it still has its full HP. Marluck. So I hit it with a body slam like 12 damage a long time ago, I think. But it is going to... yeah, it's going to do a hip check. But in this case, it is aiming for you, Ulrich. It's like your leg is like kind of dangling down as you're focusing down on the Delic. It slams into it, trying to like crush your leg against the Iodrome. An 8. It is unsuccessful though, as you catch it just time and move it out of the way. Yeah, you're kind of shifting yourself around in like the saddle seat in a sense. That is going to be its turn as the Delic gets to go. I'm going to keep them off because it's, or the initiative, because the one's hiding. It's going to bite at you, Hercules. An 11 misses, so it bites at you. You smack it away, and then the other one is going to bite at the Iodrome. An 8, so neither of them hit as their turns end. Ulrich, you are up.
Alright, I'm going to try and take another stab with my gun lance at the big boy there.
Okay, stabbing the big boy. 26, strike.
Okie dokie. Let's see here. Damn. Oh, yeah, that's right. You clicked the button. I'm gonna lean forward and kind of twist around again and try and get it up under the.
All right. So as you do that. Still got some fight left in. I'm just describe how I want to do it, and I lost it. So yeah, as you strike into it, you flourish about avoiding any kind of counterattack it might have, as You also leave an opening for Marluck. Marluck, it is your turn.
I'm gonna bite it.
All right, you go to bite it, and as you do, it kind of slumps down from being tired, and you miss the bite. And as it kind of pushes itself back up off of you, you staying right there, I assume.
I've thought about moving, but I don't think I'd have anything to gain. I'm gonna stay.
All right, Nico, you are up.
Shoot the biggin.
All right, the big end, 12 hits. For 7 points of damage. Nico, how do you kill the Cephalos?
The brothers have been tussling with it for so long. I shoot it in the leg as it tries to run away and let them roll.
So,
They deserve it.
okay. So yeah, you shoot it in a we'll say you shoot it in such a way that it knocks it off balance, and both Marluck and Ulrich both see that opportunity from you to then you see one stab it. You see Ulrich stab it with the gun lance through the neck, and you see Marluck bite it on one of right on its belly, and you just see the poison seep in and through the Cephalos as it eventually goes limp in their weapon attacks and their bite, and then slumps to the ground.
Good job, boys.
And as your turn ends, Hercules is in his own fight to the death. Hercules, go for it.
Hercules is, at this point, getting very sick of the sight of these little sand sharks and thinks they could use another splash of red into their palates.
And 11 hits. For 8 points of damage. Hercules, how do you kill your first beast?
So just as he's able to jump over the Delix's initial bite, he does another turn strike into the side of its head, bashes straight on, and throws his sword down its gullet. Flashy, and he feels proud because he's done nothing smoother.
I like it. You just stab right down to the mouth. It kind of it starts to flap a bit, and you have to grab your sword with your other hand to prevent it from shaking, like disarming you, as it eventually just slowly stops to shake, and so just the tail just slumps because most of the sword's through the creature itself. As all the creatures are dead, and the battle comes to a close.
Wait.
There's none left. The one ran away. Oh wait, there is that one. I lied. Cephalus dead.
Take its legs
Music
from
comes back and
Erlich, go!
Oh, God.
Go, 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 go!
I thought that was enough of the orcs.
Hercules, what do you do? Not Hercules. Ulrich, what do you do? Finish it off.
Ah, yes. I'm going to reach around, kind of try and, with a flourish, splash the blood from the tip of the gun lance onto the sand, rear back, and go for its eyeball and attempt it.
Okay, go for it. 11 hits. So as you pierce through its eyeball.
Boom!
12 points of the 5 it has left. Ulrich, how do you kill the last beast of the battle?
So as I kind of lean forward, I like to think that I kind of myself onto the top bit of Marluck's overlarge head, kind of get a good aim on it, and that's when I'm going to strike and pierce it straight through. It's going to go through one side, come out the other, pull it back, and then flick the blood onto the sand one.
I like it. So as you do that, the blood kind of trickles about. A little bit of sand, like the wind blows a little bit, covering it slightly, but still visible. as you all kind of get a chance to breathe. And this is when the carving begins. So one of them got away because... so one of them got away. But you still have 3 carves from the Delix, and you have 2 carves from the Cephalos. Who wants to do the carving?
I would like to carve 1 Delic, and that's it.
Okay, if you want to carve 1, go for it. I would need a survival check.
And this is why I don't roll survival checks.
So as you go to carve it up, whoever ends up doing the checks probably is like watching Nico do this and like, no, as he finishes the first one, that takes it from you. As we just see this mutilated, like you have like, it's like when an amateur like fillets a fish and it's just diced and uneven and horrible. There's tons of meat left on the bone. That's kind of how it looks.
What? I thought this is how you did it.
So, who is going to be the person that is going to make the other checks? You guys, typically the person who has the highest survival should, which would, I'm pretty sure, is Marlock, I think.
I turned back into a half orc. Well, first I'll lower Ulrich down onto the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He'll get all
Oh, thank you.
and then I'll turn into a half orc.
Okay, you turn to a half orc.
Back into a half orc.
Right, turn back into your half orc.
Reach out for a high five, or at least a good slap on the shoulder.
He returns it. You know, it was a good combat. Things went well.
Indeed. The beast is slain.
16.
All right, 16 on the first. I'm assuming we're doing the Delix first, or are we doing this? We're going to assume the Delix first, because I already have you guys checked on. So that's a success. So that's at least one success. There's still one more to go of the Delix. Go ahead and make one more survival check for that one. So 2 successes, 1 fail. And then the Cephalos, where you get 2 carves. So one roll me 2 more survival rolls. All right, so it's 1 fail, 1 success. All right, so you carve them all up. We will divvy out and find out what the materials are at the end of the hunt. Since I don't think there's anybody in here who's going to try to identify and then insert them into your gear right now. During this time, it takes you probably about 20 or so minutes, Marlock, to do this. You know, carefully carving up the Delix and then go into the Cephalos and find the still intact materials. During that time, Nico, after your horrendous first try at carving one of these creatures, you kind of wander about for a bit. And at one point, as you wander, you do notice the cave to the southwest part of this area.
I'm just walking around, kicking sand like I know how to carve a monster. My hand just slipped is all.
Exactly.
And then I'll wander back over and go, oh, there's a cave.
As you look up, you look inside. Right now, as you kind of look at the cave itself, you see the sand kind of like flowing down into it. It's from the view we're at, you only see about the top 2 feet of it. And then if you got closer, you could obviously see how, open the cave is itself. So as you kind of move about, trying to get a better glimpse at it, you do notice it's about 7 or 8 feet tall at certain points. The sand slowly kind of drifts down into it. Inside, it's dark. You don't have night vision, or dark vision, not night vision.
I do not.
So you can only see a little bit in, but you do see a couple like muddy imprints in the ground. I wouldn't say necessarily footprints, but you see like mud on the ground, dried mud, so clotted dirt.
Does Percules have the chance to get curious on what Nico's doing?
I mean, Nico, do you bring it to attention?
Hey, Hercules, you specifically, come over here.
And Percules' ears kind of like perk up and he looks over to Nico.
Yeah,
Well, I
I get
don't
it.
see why not. That is demeaning. And he just kind of waddles over to Nico.
Alright, so you waddle on over. Do you have dark vision? I don't remember if the cats do or not.
Yes.
All right. So as you kind of look in, you see no creatures inside. You see, in terms of grayscale, you see a large muddy like area directly in the center. The color is, even though you're kind of seeing in grayscale, the color is much darker in the center, and it's got kind of like, it's like really rounded out, kind of egg shaped dish, but it's just mud. And that's kind of what you see, at least from the entrance.
And Hercules goes ahead and turns around to Nico. I think we have our first lead.
Fantastic. Let's get the boys over here. Hey,
You call them over. I'll go figure out what's going on in here.
And he kind of flops down on all fours and jumps over to the track.
Ah, yes, because nothing is going to go wrong. Nico turns his back and starts waving and doesn't pay attention to where the small creature just went in the dark.
Yes, so Nico, you wave, you call to him. Marlik, you're technically at this point in time still carving creatures up. Do you take a pause to go with them, or do you continue just kind of working? They're not that far away from you. They're like 100 feet.
I mean, they just called us over. They didn't say, hey, like it's important, there's a risk, so I think I'm going to keep carving.
Okay, you keep carving. Nico, as you see Ulrich coming towards you, you turn around, and Hercules is nowhere to be seen.
My God. He's dead.
I'm in here, you a-hole.
Oh. Shit, he's alive.
That's even more demeaning.
So,
what's going on over here?
Do have orcs have dark vision?
Yes.
They do.
Yeah, they do. So,
well, I'm just gonna kind of wave over to the front of the entrance, because, Nico's being not the nicest, but someone new showed up, so hello.
So yeah, Ulrich, you see Hercules inside, like standing in this large oval like dirt mound or mud mound inside, like waving you in.
Well, very well then. I guess I was. What do you see there? What, Hercules?
I think it may be a mud track from what we're hunting here. I was hoping to get a second opinion just in case I'm a bit off my game today.
Why don't you can either both give me a nature check, or if you want, Ulrich, you can give Hercules advantage on a nature check.
I'll give him advantage.
He's going to make a nature check. An 18 versus a 4, much better. So, because you're unsure, so having that assistance from Ulrich kind of confirm your thoughts. This looks to be, it's quite old. The mud mound that you're in is very dried and cracked and broken and brittle. Like even as you're stepping on it, it's parts of it are kind of like a riverbed that's no longer has any water in it. It's like shards of it are kind of popping up. It seems old, but it is definitely a sign that a Barth at some point in time probably made this its home. Why it's not here anymore, you don't know. Maybe it just didn't. It was just here temporarily. Or maybe this was its home. Someone took it over. There's no real signs of any kind of fight or struggle in the cave that you can see. But this was definitely. It was definitely here at some point.
I think this was its den at one point, but it found a more suitable location later down the line, and I'm not sure how old this is, but it isn't exactly recent.
You think maybe it outgrew the size of this thing? He's gonna just kind of look around, kind of staring up at the cavern.
And Aaron, how tall did you say the ceiling was?
Ceiling itself, the cave, like the entrance to the cave was like 7 feet or so tall. Looking at the sand and how it kind of drops down, it may have been taller at one point. That could be the reason why it left. It couldn't get back in. But it's about 10 to 12 feet or so high inside the cave itself.
That does seem like a very possible thing. I'm going to head back to the others. And he just kind of hops out of the cave.
Yeah, I think we see Nico like looking in, like trying to squint to see you guys.
It's dark in there. And I can only see sound for about 5 feet around here.
Oh,
Okay. God. I'll follow behind Hercules.
All right, so you all meet back up with Marlik. As you kind of, this is probably like as you're finishing carving. What do you do?
Well, what did you guys find?
Mostly a cave with tracks and mud. It seems to have been abandoned for quite some time.
Still a good omen, brother. We are on the right track.
I believe so. This one, I'm gonna point over at Hercules. Like, seems to have a keen sense for tracking these things, much like yourself.
So we found another proficient in my craft. Always a welcome opinion.
Okay, as you guys kind of fill the rest of the information into Marlock, you continue on your journey. Now, in terms of where you can go in this case, you have to more of the west, more sandy dunes and desert. To the east, back towards camp. So, the most likely case, based off the nature check and just kind of common like hunter sense, is more than likely the creature went to the west, even though you don't see any tracks in the actual sand.
Off to battle then, I say.
Let us march.
Okay.
Let's get some Baroth steak going.
Alright, Hercules, I need another survival roll. Ooh, okay. So, for all those who watch, if they roll a natural 1, I roll a d10 twice and take the lowest of the two. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I'm in danger.
The best kind of danger.
Oh God.
All right. So as you enter into the next area, are you guys trying to be stealthy again? Are you just kind of going casual? What are you doing?
Tiptoe in the sand.
All right. I would need stealth checks from all of you again if that is the case.
Gotcha.
While clinking loudly.
Sand scraping in your, like, the metal. Wonderful. It seems about accurate. I am just missing unique
Marlock.
Marlock.
Sorry, what was that?
I need a stealth roll from you. 11. Okay, so 11 is the highest. So it is, as we expected from the first time, there's a lot more sand from the battle, so you're hearing like scraping and screeching. There's points where you guys like are stepping in the sand and you're hitting rocks that you can't see, they're hidden under it. It's slow going. There's on occasion like a muffled complaint. You guys are not quiet at all. As you enter into the next area, it is once again large areas of sand. As you look about, you don't see really anything of interest from what you can see at the very moment. But what do you guys do?
I'd like to take a step forward, kind of maybe about 20 feet out, and try and get a lay of the land.
Okay, so you move out about 20 feet, kind of getting a lay of the land. The sand, at least from the markers on the map in this case, it looks to be a dune that kind of drops off about 10 to 15 feet down. You do see like a path where you can walk down and around it, though. On the opposite side, they're only about 5 feet or so for those little divots.
Gotcha. I'll kind of shout back and be like, "There. Seems like we're on top of a dune. There's a path down. Maybe a 15-foot drop, and off yonder, it's some an area 5 feet tall. It's lots of sand. I think is
Lots of sand. Well, that's a surprise.
Okay, so where do you guys go? Do you continue to wander about? What do you want to do in this case? I think it's probably a better question.
While while we're here, can I look for any rare desert plants?
Yeah, there's definitely the possibility of plants in the area. If you want, give me an investigation check. And more importantly, are the rest of you going with him, or are you kind of going off doing your own thing? What are you guys doing specifically?
Yeah, I think I'll follow.
Hercules is thinking of vibing and getting a general lay of the land in a bit more detail.
I'll hop on the train of looking around and maybe try and see to find if there's any like.
He like what? Because you cut out. The world may never know.
I'll be sure to hold your hand while you do.
All right. So as you kind of go wandering about, Marla, kind of looking for anything that might be of interest. When you reach about right here, you take your first like step. And during that time, the rest of the group's probably like, one's getting someone I can't remember who's getting the lay of the land specifically, but it's probably up along the ridge here. And as you take your first step, Marluck, the sand seems to kind of sink a little bit, like shift downwards and in.
Take it back now, yo.
You pull your foot back. Like nothing comes out and like bites at you or grabs at you. You stand there for a couple seconds just waiting, and nothing happens.
I'm going to take out my sword and like slowly stick it into the sand, kind of like wobble it in to see how deep it goes.
Yeah, I mean, you stab it down into the sand and it goes down to the hilt.
That's not good.
So if I try to move, am I sinking further?
No, you just put your foot in because your passive perception. You definitely noticed it prior to any actual danger. So like your foot started to go in, and like you pulled out because you still had your other leg to kind of pull yourself back. So you're not in any danger technically at the moment. You're just like on the edge of it.
So there's some sort of visible signal of this. Can I try to make a check to see like what kind of area this covers? It sounds like I don't know if Marlock's ever heard of quicksand. I feel like he might have. I could roll to see if he does.
If you think your character would, in this case, I would say yes, they would know of it. If you don't think your character would, then no, they don't. I don't think there's a need for a roll unless you wish to have yourself do a roll just to see for your own amusement. But otherwise, yes, you probably would recognize this as quicksand. I would say with 22, you probably recognize it as quicksand. You do. So you want to try to find like the area of where it's at?
Yeah, see if I can figure out, is it just a small thing we could go around, or are we going to need to figure out how to get across?
Okay. I would need an investigation check in this case. If someone wants to help you, they can, though. Or if they all want to help you.
I'm pretty decent at investigation. I'll give him some help.
Well, help would give him the advantage on it. Yeah, I should take.
I'm just saying I'm proficient in it, so
Perfect then.
I could help him. I don't know, better. I don't know.
Yep. Actually, I like doing that rule. Is that if you want to help someone, you should be proficient in the skill to help.
That's generally my philosophy.
So yeah, that's perfectly fine. I haven't actually had to use that in a while because it doesn't usually come up. But both, if you want, Marlock, give me an investigation, which you already did with advantage with a 20. So as you kind of go about, you span along kind of this lower path here. And as you do, kind of checking here and there, tapping your foot, stabbing your weapon down. The entire pathway from here to as far as you can see, continue. I guess we'll say this side is a rock wall. Is quicksand. As you start to kind of go up along this edge, it goes 5 feet up, 10 feet up. When you get to about this 15-foot mark, you can't really reach the sand below. But as you were able to kind of poke and prod at it prior to, all quicksand.
It seems we are faced with a bit of a puzzle here.
Hypothetically, the Baroth would have had to come through here, right? Where would it have tracked?
Would think so.
Or is it already dead in the sand over there?
That would make our job easier for us, but I doubt nature is going to give it to us without much sport.
I mean, you say easier. I say, did you bring a shovel? Because I didn't.
I have my own 2 hands, and it's the best thing I've got. Unless I want to use my shield for this.
Who has the highest? Oh, if you guys want to brainstorm really fast, see if you can figure out a way about. You don't know how far it is. You know what? With a 20, you probably would guess. You probably find some like rocks hidden down beneath the sand and start tossing them out there. As you're kind of walking along. What you notice is that as you travel along this whole pathway, all the way down across.
Am I able to do something before he does?
Yeah.
2 things, actually. I want to go out and press my paw against his thigh and cast resistance, so extra d4 to saving throws. And I want to take out my collection of rope and tie it around his waist and give it to the strongest looking person here.
Okay, strongest person. Who has the highest strength in the group? I heard Ive and then heard nothing else.
Fuck. I've got a pretty strong 12.
Ulrich, what's yours?
There might be something wrong with his mic. I'm gonna hit him up.
Yeah. I believe it's Ulrich, though.
I still have access to his sheet, and it definitely is.
Excellent.
So you tie it around Ulrich. Yeah, here, weird. I may just leave the call and rejoin the call and see what happens.
You do remember that it's push to talk, right?
Yeah. Hey, maybe the push. I don't know. We'll see here in a second. All right, you're back. You're not muted. I see your thing lighting up, but I don't hear you.
Yep, same.
Because you don't have it muted there. I'll restart Discord really fast then. See if that works. If not, technical difficulties. If not, maybe try calling in on your phone if you have Discord on your phone. Cool.
I will say, I've always found these server chats to be a lot buggier than the actual calls.
I'll go back to doing the actual calls until they fix these then. This is actually my first test.
Well, I guess it is worth a shot.
Let's see here. So, while we're waiting for him to fix it, does anybody else have any other ideas currently?
Who tied the rope around their waist?
That was me.
Hercules. In this case, I would say probably more this is happening while you're doing it. Are you trying to have him go out in there for some reason, Hercules? What's the plan here?
I was assuming he was going to cross the ridge anyway, and just in case trap set up by a clever burrowing creature, I would want to take caution to, oh no, he's in danger, pull him out of the danger.
Gotcha. So, Marlok's the one walking along, is kind of how I was describing it, but Ulrich could be doing that too. It would be up to you in that case.
I'll note, if we want to get some distance, we've got 2 half-orcs that could maybe throw our buddy here.
What did you just say?
It's saying if one of us throws you, we have a good chance at getting you across the quicksand, and we've got the rope to catch you just in case.
I'm not about to be a pocket throwing gnome.
Throw the dwarf.
Hercules seems to object to being thrown. Plus, you also don't know technically how far the quicksand goes.
I have a bunch of torches I'll never use because I have dark vision. I could start throwing them.
Actually, sand. If I like punch the sand, is it soft?
Yes, but even the sand that you're on right now is soft.
I will consent to being thrown.
Okay. How far can someone be thrown?
I'm a whopping 28 pounds.
How far? Improvised weapon or thrown weapon has a normal range of 20 feet, a long range of 60 feet. So the question in this one is, how far can I drop kick a gnome? I would say I would give you a we'll go with the 20 feet as the maximum range, and depending on the strength of the strength check will depend on how far you actually go. So Ulrich volunteers to throw you. So as you volunteer, the rope is tied around you. Who is tying the rope?
What kind of check is rope tying?
You'll find out after you answer the question.
I can tie a rope.
Nico wants to tie the rope. Is anybody opposed? Okay, Nico, would you make me a sleight of hand check?
Sure.
17. Okay, yeah. So Nico comes up, obviously with his rope tying skills, and ties a fancy knot that I probably couldn't tell you the name of because I can't think of any right now.
This is a Norwegian butterfly knot, everyone.
If this goes as bad as I think it will, you are going to give me so much Felvine I'll run your pockets dry.
I can't understand you. You're too far away.
So as you say that, as Nico pretends that you're too far away when you're literally right next to him, Ulrich picks you up. Or would you give me an athletics check as you throw? Well, actually, Ulrich, put yourself where you want to be on the map. So in this case, Marlik, you've already tested. Basically, anything under past the ridge, at least right down below it, you can tell is quicksand. So you guys have the ridge, and you have kind of the pathway, like kind of where it would continue, if it could. So, Ulrich, put yourself where you want to be, and then tell me where you throw and ping where you're aiming for. Actually, going right here. All right. So go ahead and give me an athletics check. All right. So Ulrich takes it.
You better not kill.
As you go flying out to here or so. Oh, I'm a movie in this case. You land, and as you do, you all watch Hercules start to sink down into the sand.
Hercules has watched too many YouTube videos at 3 a.m. So, or too many unnecessary trips to the library. Yes, he was that kid in middle school. So he knows to stay perfectly still and kind of like spread around his weight.
Okay, so you spread your weight around. You're still slowly sinking. It's been slowed a bit. I'm assuming you guys try to pull him back in.
No, he's a lost cause. We should just shoot him to put him out of his misery. But
All
yes,
right.
pull him in.
So you guys pull him back in. I'm not gonna have a check. He's light enough where there's no real need for a check to see if you're able to pull him back in. The rope not holds sturdy as you pull Hercules back to the path.
I hate you all.
So do you try again?
What?
Do you try again? Do you move somewhere else and try again? How does this work? What's the plan?
Well, I was hoping to not have to use another wild shape, but I will say as Iodrome, I can long jump 30 feet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as you look around, you can see there's a couple of slightly higher points in the dunes, kind of where those little 5-foot dips are.
Marlock, what's your druid level again?
2.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
In Druid.
Maybe we just go back to camp and try to see if there's another way around.
That sounds like a great idea.
Let's stop torturing the poor cat.
Well, I mean, this plan doesn't really involve the cat, but the problem is if I jump 30 feet and then it doesn't work, I don't know if the 3 of you are capable of pulling me back.
Almost certainly not. Not as an Iodrome.
Well, I mean, I would turn back if I failed.
How much do you weigh? As your half-orc self, not as an Iodrome.
I guess it would depend on how far he had sunk.
That would make a difference too, yes.
1 second, I don't seem to have it written down. I know I wrote it down somewhere. I know where that would be. £230.
230. I think you guys reasonably think you probably could pull him back if he didn't land.
Hmm.
So what's the plan?
You know what? I got arrows.
You do, but looking around, there's basically just sand everywhere, so there's nowhere real purchase anywhere for the arrow to like stick into. That is the one problem. Otherwise, that would work really well,
I
potentially.
was just thinking about using it to test out the boundaries of the quicksand.
That is something you could do.
So
I don't think you necessarily need to make a check for that. You know what? Make me a. I just want to check to see how many arrows you use.
Okay.
Just either let's choose straight wisdom or straight intelligence. We're gonna go
Okay.
with a D. Just straight intelligence or wisdom. 17. Okay, so it takes you. You shoot one about every 15 feet or so. In the middle and far away. As you kind of go about, you use about 10 arrows across the way before you find that up anything along the ridges is not quicksand. Though in the middle up here, I don't know if you guys actually see my ping. So here, come on, ping, you can work. So like here is still quicksand.
Okay.
But anything above the ridges itself, and any spot is safe. I think
Okay.
along with that intelligence, though, you do realize that there is a 15-foot gap at the top.
Where specifically?
Up here. This is only about 15 feet between both sides.
Okay. So everything that isn't next to the ridge is death, but there is a 15-foot jump here to the next.
Mm-hmm. And more than likely, this is probably the way the Baroth got around it.
Got it. Well, everyone, I just spent 50 silver worth of arrows to chart our next course. Oh,
So,
10
yeah.
silver. 10 silver. Whoops.
following the arrows then?
Do not follow the arrows. The arrows are death. We need to jump 15 feet across that there cap.
So, as rules for jumping, if you what's the one I'm looking for here? If you have a strength score of 15 or higher, you can make the jump. Otherwise, you cannot make the jump. So as long as someone's at least 15 or over, they can make the jump and bring a rope across with them.
Heck.
The two brothers can make the jump.
So since
Don't worry, guys. I have 11 strength. I can do this.
Well, we won't be seeing him again.
And then, so I'm gonna do another call. I'm gonna start a group call just to see if we can get Ren's audio working that way. So you guys will get a call here in a second, and let's join that one and see if that fixes his problem.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost added them all to Moko. That would have been bad. Let's fix that. Lee and that's enchanted, so he tweaks. Okay. Turn my camera on.
Hello, world.
Alright, I'm here.
Nope.
Any luck with Ren?
He looks to still be on the original game.
He is still in there. He might not have answered though.
Yeah, it's still ringing for him.
Well, let's continue while he figures that out. So, I think who had over 15? I apologize, I was getting that set up.
I'd be scared if I did.
It's just the two brothers, right?
He can definitely make it. So, in this case, Malak, did you want to jump across?
I do, and I will bring a rope. That way, when the other two jump across and fail, we can pull them in before they die.
That is smart. You also, I'm gonna throw this out there just for sake of, in a sense, time. Also, Ulrich stays on one side, you stay on the other side. You guys can hold the rope so they can like shimmy across, and then Ulrich can just jump across.
Good plan. We'll do that one.
So, the only thing I am going to need is from Hercules and from Nico is an athletics check. It's DC 10 to hold on as you climb across the rope.
Time to pull out my inner trapeze artist.
Here, and I'm assuming you guys have rope. Hercules does. So Hercules, you shimmy across. Your arms start to get like a little tired at the end of it, but you just hop down. You're good to go. You make it across. Nico, I need your athletics check.
I just turn to Ulrich, or whoever that is right next to me. I think it's Ulrich. I go, if I die, tell my wife I love her. And then go across the rope.
Okay. So, Nico, you go across. At one point, you grab and your grip slips, and there's that panic in everybody's. Ulrich and Malik both pull back, and it kind of like pulls you up a little bit, give you time to grab back onto the rope as you shimmy the rest of the way across. Barely, but you succeeded. And then finally, Ulrich, takes a couple steps back, runs forward, jumps across, and you are all across the quicksand.
Oh, excellent. Almost lost my cool there.
Alright, where's our victory jingle?
I got you. Okay.
Quicksand, everyone.
Lee, do you want to see what's going on with Ren really fast? You want to call him?
You want me to call him?
Yeah, give him a call and see what's going on. If we've had any luck or anything like that. Oh, wait, really?
Sorry, my laptop took forever.
No problem. That was just really funny because Lee literally just left to call you, and you joined like perfect timing.
Yeah.
Like,
The
literally,
more perfect in my life, and that is amazing.
literally, as soon as you left, he appeared. Oh no, is he not working now? I see typing. I don't like this typing.
Oh, it's because I'm not used to the push to talk.
You kind of have to train yourself to it for a while. That's why at first I thought it was because I was forgetting to like not push the button, but then I realized I got something.
All right. Well, Ulrich, you guys made it across. You found a spot where you could hold the rope on one side, and Marla could hold it on the other side, and the other two would climb across the rope before you jumped over.
Excellent.
So you were across the quicksand. As you guys kind of relax for a brief second, you do notice a cave that is off to the west in this, or to your left in this case. But there's also a pathway leading to the north. It's kind of what you see at the moment. And to the north,
Like ways to exit the area?
yes. So to exit the area in this case would be to the north. You see it kind of go desert for a while, but then you start seeing rocky outcroppings, and off like probably 200-300 feet in the to the north, you see kind of like the mountainous ridges start to appear. So, what do you guys do? You want to go towards the cave to your left, check it out? You know the safe spots to walk to, you can get to it easily enough. Or do you head north? Discuss.
Should go to where the Baroth is.
Yes. I agree.
Yes. Of course.
Well,
Note that it was in a cave before.
Could be in this cave.
That's the reason. The cave is?
To the cave. Let's get out of this sun.
alright, to the cave. Alright, I need a survival check for this one, though. Hercules, if you would, please.
Not a one, not a one.
Another one, another one.
Don't jinx it,
I know.
Aaron.
So, as you guys head towards the cave, you walk along, safely avoiding the quicksand, where you reach a cave that you can't see into because I gotta turn off the dynamic lighting that blocks it. You see into
All of us but one see into the cave.
all but one of you. Well, I mean, Nico,
Stuck in there.
you see like 15 feet into the cave, but you see into the cave. A very familiar look to this area. There is there are other like dried up mud like cakes near the entrance of this cave. It is much larger. It's the cave width entrance is about 12 to 15 feet or so compared to the other one that was like 10. It stands about 20 feet tall or so. And as you look inside, if I can get this to work, because I have all sorts of bad hands right now, you see a very large bar, for those that can see in the darkness, kind of sitting and resting in the far back of the cave.
This is when Hercules, I assume he's at somewhat of the front of the group?
We can assume that.
Okay, so he's going to, stop dead in his track and, usher everyone to immediately stop what they're doing and stay as silent as physically possible.
What's up?
With the Baroth. The Baroth is right there.
Okay. I'm gonna stow the bow and pull off my gloves, revealing these monstrous claws where the hands should normally be. How far in?
Hercules just looks at his claws, blinks, and without questioning a single thing, he just points and. Would I know the distance to the barrow?
I mean, you would rough guesstimate it about 50 feet.
I'd say like 50 feet or just about.
I give a nod. All right. How do we want to do this?
And as you ask that, you at least kind of hear like a groan from inside, like a shake. You hear like splattering of mud on the ground, and against the rock. You don't as you like may peek inside, you start seeing it kind of walking your guys' direction.
Get to the edges of the cave.
Yes.
So right
And
inside.
I'm just gonna quick like dash over to the side of the entrance, and I'm gonna quick use 2 sorcery points to get a first level spell slot if I can speak English.
Okay, before you do that, as you guys are all gonna run to it, I need you all to make me stealth checks.
Gotcha.
Oh,
I
I'm
can't
at disadvantage,
select
sorry.
my person for some reason.
You can't what? I'm sorry.
The map for me is just pitch dark, and I can't select my person for some reason.
That is weird. Here, make sure.
I clicked the wrong person, and I actually rolled a stealth roll for Ulrich because I still have access to his sheet. And so,
Oh, nice. Never mind then.
So can you see now? By the way, your character.
It's still pretty dark. Like the map, I can see my token at least.
That's got to be something with hardware acceleration or something, because it should be fine.
I'm not. I mean, I can picture it all in my head more or less anyway. I'm not too worried about that.
Yep.
I just don't know where my allies are.
They are right currently. There is one here. Can you see the pin?
Okay.
There's
Yeah, I can see the ping.
here and here.
Oh, sweet.
it might have to do with me having his character. It might somehow be showing me his view. Let me move him.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing through Ulrich's.
You should see both technically, because you have access to both of them, so you should be able to see through both the characters. Like I see through all 4 of you on stream, because I'm as a player on the stream, so they can't see any of my stuff.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't affect him at all.
Try refreshing roll 20.
That would probably be my suggestion at this point. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So many technical issues.
Yeah, I mean, Roll20 has been really overloaded, and we're also playing on a Friday.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, same Roll20 and Discord have both been just under an insane load recently.
Mm-hmm. So Hercules is a 12, Marlock is a 16.
Do we want to give this thing a cookie?
Yes, I hear feeding it good berries will make it our friend.
Yeah, go ahead and try.
Tried and true.
Go ahead and try. We'll see how it goes.
I volunteer to be the guy not doing it.
I also volunteer to not be the guy doing it.
Well, what are these things? These are the Bailoff is the thing that we've been hunting, right?
This is what you've been hunting.
Okay. Well, want to look over at the rest of you guys? If this is what we're here for, I'm going to charge forward and attempt to stab it. Is that
Before he does that, hopefully.
Let's go in fully prepared.
Well,
And I'm ready to turn into an iodrome.
Well, as you guys are talking about this, everyone was running to hide, unless you guys weren't running to hide along the edges, from my
Oh,
understanding.
that's right.
So that's what the stealth roll was for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see if I can
Sneak
access it
100.
now.
So as you all kind of go along the edges, we're gonna assume that you're like along the edge of this and not inside. Oh God, the secrets. Are you good, Ulrich, or no?
I think I rolled a 14.
Yes, I do see that. I was more curious if you were
Excellent.
good. I was curious if you could see your character or not yet.
You have disadvantage, though, don't you?
He does.
I do. Oh yeah, that's right. I do. Yeah, I can see my token, and it's still pitch dark, but like that's no worries. I I've got a pretty vivid imagination.
Okay, I was to say otherwise. I would say just try opening an incognito tab and opening Roll20 in there. That might clear your cache in case there's something causing that way.
That's a good point.
But while you're doing that, I'm going to. It starts to kind of walk this way. You guys hear the.
I just quickly charge my claws with lightning.
And you can all do one action in this case. It has not noticed you just yet. So a one round prep.
I'm gonna wait for Marlick to transform, and then I'm gonna hop on top with my gunlight.
I transform into Iodrome again because I was pretty happy with how that went.
Good. All right, let me drag that sucker back out. It's characters. Here we are.
While we're still in the prep phase, I'm going to cast False Life at 2nd level.
Well,
on
you
myself.
were using your spell points to get back a spell. Are you doing that? Or are you casting False Life? You have one of the two options.
I'll take what I was doing earlier and getting back my spells.
Okay, that is what you're doing. Right, I need to do that. Alright, so you're getting your spells back. That requires no speaking and stuff. I assume you just get them back. So then we transform here. We're going to move you off to the way back here or something. And then... turn that on there so we can see. Alright. So, and then Ulrich, what are you doing? You're hopping on them. That's what you're doing for your action. So you hop on. All right, as you do, we're going to roll for initiative as it hears the transformation of Nico. It hears the cry and the shape shifting of Marluck and you hopping on. I don't know if it's really that quiet, but it gave you enough time to prepare. So let's get this initiative going.
Just quick note, I didn't get time to transform too. I just charged my claws.
Okay, you charged your claws. I apologize. Let's do this one. What's this song? Cool.
Ooh, nice.
I crit!
No, that's not fair.
So I mission initiative from, I will add Ulrich, since you can't really, your stuff's messing up.
I accidentally forgot to select my token, but I got a 20.
I got you.
I can't even see anyone else's token. Ah, they're outside. Got it.
Yes, everybody, yeah, it's all a little funky right now. You're all along the edge, but Dynamic Line is going to make it a little funky. Okay, so you all transform. It is its turn, as it is going to... Yeah, it comes walking out, just sees you all, and then shakes, just sending mud in all directions. I need each of you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Coming right up.
This is unfair. Why do you guys get good dexterity or saving throws?
Holy cow, yeah.
I'm only missing from Ulrich. Marlock, yes. So, the only person that is restrained in the mud... Which one's my mud one? That's effluvium. I guess we're going to use Tard. So you are covered in mud as the Iodrome, unable to move and restrained. You can try to break free of it using your action and succeeding on a strength check. Or it can be attacked. So, that is going to do that. And that is going to be its first turn. Hercules, you are up.
Here's me thinking for a sec on how to do this. Alright, so first off, Hercules is going to lurch his hand forward towards the Baroth and place a curse on it as I cast Bane, and that's going to be a Charisma saving throw.
Okay, charisma saving throw. I got this. No problem. That was an 11, actually. So that's a fail. You cast Bane. It is now Bane, so I'll put a curse mark on it. Okay, and you are now concentrating on that spell.
Yep, and as for my bonus action, I sit there and look pretty.
Okay, you're sitting there prone, looking pretty. Perfect. I'm screwing with you.
Who said I was prone?
Because you said you were sitting. It was a joke.
Ha 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 ha.
I'm
Thank you. Thank you. You all get to live for one more round. Ulrich, you're up.
All right. I think I'm going to hold my action until I'm within 10 feet of the beast, and then I will attempt to strike it with my gun lane. If that is okay.
You actually are within 10 feet.
Oh, am I? Okay,
Yes, you are.
I'm going to strike it with my gun lance.
You can strike it with your gun lance.
Oh, yeah.
21 is a hit. You strike into it, dealing 8 points of piercing damage. All right.
I mock you, beast.
It is marked.
I'll pass.
All right. That is going to be Nico's turn.
Okie doke. I assume my wide stance again and go through the transformation. Skin darkening to purple, the eyes blackening, except for the irises, which shine red. Start to exhale a little bit of black smoke. The claws, the nails on them lengthen to about an inch.
All right. Sharpened and grown. What do you do with them?
I'd like to dig the my monster buddy out of the.
Okay. You can do.
Much obliged.
Action the restraint target can make it strength check. You can attack the mud. So just make it an attack against it.
I'm gonna slice the shit out of that mud.
Okay. 17 hits. Go ahead and roll for damage. And that is more than enough. So yeah, it gets covered, the item gets covered, and you just come forward, just slicing through it. The mud just disperses and explodes outwards, falling off of the iodrome, and they are no longer covered in mud.
Nifty. I would like to use my movement to get around to the back of this Baroth and hopefully see the battlefield.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, good.
Now you can see.
I can see. I can fight. All right, that's. Don't know if anyone gets that reference or not.
I do.
Yeah, me too.
I don't. Where's that from?
Fairly Odd Parents.
Ah.
Either way, our
Very
goal is within sight.
It's also been memed since then.
Nico, or not Nico, Iodrome, you are up, Marluk.
All right. I look appreciatively at my buddy here who has freed me from the mud as I make a bite.
Alright, you go to bite it. A 16 does not hit. You go to bite, and all you like bite down, like, I got it, and you come back, and all you have is like a chunk of mud in your mouth.
That sounds delicious.
Well, I actually still have a strategy here. So I'm going to purposefully move out of its range, incurring an attack of opportunity.
You're still in its range technically at the moment.
I move even further.
There you go. All right, as you do, it lifts up its leg and just slams down with a stomp.
Okay, wait. Oh man, no! I just realized I'm supposed to do that after he's hit it with Wavering Strike. I just realized.
He did.
I got it.
Screw it up. Oh, okay. Then yes, this is what I do.
Okay, so you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as it stomps down on you.
And now that it has hit someone who is not Marluck.
Actually, isn't that at a disadvantage then?
Oh yeah, it'd also be a disadvantage.
Yeah, that would be with the.
So it misses, and nothing satisfactory comes out of this.
No. Like wombo combo.
Then I actually move back into range afterward. And out of range again. No, just kidding. It doesn't work that way.
All right, and that should be.
Man's just doing the cha-cha slide.
This is the art of my.
Okay, so the two people that have attacked it, that it knows of, is Ulrich and the Iodrome. So it's going to make an attack against each of you. It's going to stomp on the Iodrome, because that makes the most sense. A 9, which misses. And then it uses its headbutt and slams down on Ulrich. An 11. No purchase whatsoever.
Block it with my shield. Ha! Take that, beast.
And that is going to be its turn.
Alright, does the Bera still get its reaction back because its turn passed?
It does, yes.
Okay, then. Here's me thinking. I'm going to disengage. And I'm going to move out of its range over to here. I believe that's 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Around that, I don't know.
5, 10, 15,
Good enough.
25, 30. There you go. So you move to there. Also, I haven't been rolling for Bane either. So even if any of those would have hit, they might have still missed. So you move there. It's going to attack you.
I disengaged.
Oh, I lied. Does not.
And since using an object as a bonus action is an uncommon feature of the Sword and Shield, I'm going to end my turn right here.
It's actually uncommon. It's when you take the dodge action, you can use a bonus action at the low level. At the higher level, you can do it as just under bonus action anytime.
So can I use an object as a bonus action?
You can use it as a bonus action if you take the dodge action. I believe at uncommon. So uncommon, when you take the dodge action, you can use an object as a bonus action. At very rare, you can just use it as a bonus action.
Well, right now I'm at standard rarity, so I'm going to end my turn right here.
Okay. As your turn ends, Ulrich, you are up.
Alright, I'm going to attempt to strike it once again with the gunman.
A 14, you strike at it, missing. The mark falls off.
Blast.
All right. As Ulrich,
I think that means it loses the mark.
yeah, it does. I already removed it.
Okay, sweet. Alright, pass turn.
Nico, you are up.
Two claws crackling with lightning, looking for purchase in Barra.
A 10 misses. The 21 hits.
Oh, good. I would have been terrified if it didn't.
11 points of damage. So you strike into it, just like cutting through mud. Like you hear the scrapes along its actual hide. It doesn't really seem to notice it that much, other than it's kind of like a mosquito bite to it right now.
Mother. That'll be my turn.
All right. Marlock, you are up.
I rage.
Okay. You rage.
And then I bite.
And then you bite. A 9 does not hit, so you go to bite at it, and once again, just mud just and just spit it out. It is disgusting. As your turn comes to a close, it is now the Baroth's turn. It's going to strike at Nico.
But I was just a mosquito bite.
You are, but you're the only mosquito bite that actually hit him.
Well, shit.
So headbutt to Nico. 23.
Yep.
Well, what's your AC? Because I have to roll a Bane, possibly. No, it hits no matter what.
Yeah.
All right, you take 16 points of bludgeoning damage as it just smashes into you. Get knocked, the wind knocked out of you, as it then stomps down on the Iodrome.
All right.
15. That's a miss because of the Bane. So it does not hit the Iodrome. I don't need to roll for it because it's only one or more.
And now Bane is over.
The Bane's over?
Yeah, I think it only procs once, unless...
It lasts for a minute.
Go
I
ahead
think
and
it
check.
lasts forever.
It lasts for a minute. Every attack and saving throw it makes for the next minute. So it's like Bless, but the opposite. So, Hercules, you are now up.
Oh, wow, I can read. Well, now that it's actually taken damage, I'm going to turn around and cast Toll the Dead on it.
Alright, what is
So it's going to be a Wisdom saving throw.
Alright. A 2. That's obviously a success.
Well, damn, how could... This thing is invincible.
We're playing by opposite rules, so when you below the saving throw, you succeed. That's how we're playing it from now on. Alright, so it takes 8.
Alright, listen here, you pumpernickel spice lot.
It takes 8 points of bludgeoning damage, or necrotic damage, not bludgeoning. And anything else for your turn, Hercules?
Vibe to the music, that's about it.
Alright. Ulrich, you are up.
Excellent. Am I still within 10 feet of it?
Yes, you are. It has not moved.
Okay, cool. Excellent. I'm gonna try to stab at it again with the gun.
Okay. Ooh, a crit!
Oh! Ooh, wow.
Nice.
Actually, that means that does a lot. I have a savage attacks, so that's... Holy cow.
And it's marked.
Big leaks can cause major damage.
Okay.
Critting is the best.
Do I just roll the normal damage and then roll...
Oh yeah, you just click it and it'll automatically roll the extra.
Oh, okay. Sweet. Hell yeah.
So 13.
But it didn't factor in the fact that he's a half-orc.
Right, that he would have to have set up for extra, so you need to roll another D8, I think.
What? A D8? Okay.
I believe Savage Attacks is D8.
It's one more of whatever the weapons damage.
So yeah, it's still a D8.
Sweet. Okay.
And it says roll, depending on what rolls, things can happen, so I gotta wait and see.
Big money, no whammies. Big money, no whammies.
5. As you strike at it, you hit it, and it as you do, it kind of freaks out, and you watch the mud from its armor or on its body just like get sprayed everywhere in every which direction. Its armor, or its mud armor, is now gone.
Woo! Woo! All right. Yeah. Ugh, it's gonna wipe it off what I can off my face. Kind of give a good shot.
All right. As your turn comes to a close, Nico, you are up.
Shaking off the damage from that headbutt, which got halved due to resilient hide.
Yep, I knew you were trying to say something before, and they got kind of cut off. So.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt anyone's turn either. So 2 more claws to the back.
Okay. Both are
Good
hits.
city, bitch.
Oh!
Our luck has gotten incredible.
It has.
Swing to the positive.
I take it both of those hit.
Oh, yes, they both hit. I was waiting for you to roll the damage. Alright, so that is... Alright, so 14 on the first one.
Bullying this thing so much, it's going to be the protagonist of the next High School Music.
8. to the front so I can see it. Okay, so you strike into it, both claws just ripping at it. What we see in this case is, or like stab into its side. The mud goes everywhere. You take this opportunity and strike at both of its legs. It collapses to the ground briefly, and it is looking bloodied at this point.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay, your turn comes to a close. Iodrome, you are up.
Did Ulrich mark it when he crit?
Yeah, I already. Yep, I assume it's marked every single time, no matter what.
I'm gonna bite.
All right. A 1 does not hit. So you go to bite at it, even though the mud's gone. You go to bite where you thought it was, but there's mud in your eye, so you go to bite and you miss it completely. And then you shake the mud off.
Move out of its range.
All right, it will try to. It will slam its head down on you. Headbutt. A crit. No, not a crit. 21. Which
That
even
hits.
with even with Bane, it still hits.
The fool. Exactly what I wanted.
You take. You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
You already halved it because of my rage.
Yeah, 11. So run it down as 5.
Here, you have bonus attack. Blah 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 blah. Special melee weapon attack against smart creature as a bonus action on your next turn. Okay, so I can hit it twice next turn.
Okay. So as you made your check, you move out. You're gonna move back, I assume, or no?
Yes, I do. Oh, it didn't change. I was trying to get it to change my my health automatically, but it did.
It should have. Oh no, it's because this one's not set up with the copy. It's set to the actual Iodrome statue, so you just minus it on the token itself. And then as your turn comes to a close, the Baroth is going...
It got hurt last round.
It did. It's going to disengage.
That's cheating.
Run this way. And then turn around and face you all.
I can hear the whistling noise.
The Baroth's name is Percules. It is 5 feet from you. 10 feet, technically.
And the mud is off, so Hercules, dividing by 4, realizes it's the perfect time, and draws his sword, points it directly at the Baroth, and goes for another inflict wounds, this time at 2nd level.
Okay, so you take your 5-foot step in.
Or not.
You go to strike at it. You hit it, expecting something, and the spell fizzles, or you miss something, and the spell is lost.
Waste of my money.
As Ulrich, you are up.
Okay, so it moved outside of our range.
It has moved. It disengaged and ran back into the cave.
Okay, am I still in line of sight?
No, technically you are not. There's a cave
I'm
wall
going-
in the way.
I'm gonna dismount, and if that which only it takes 5 feet of movement. Can I get to it within 25 feet?
No, it moved farther than that. So you could go. So drop 5 feet. So then 1. You're 5 feet short.
Oh, perfect. Okay, actually, no, that's great.
All right.
If I would like to go there then, please. And I'm gonna stab at it with the gun lance, and then use my bonus action or the second attack that I get from the mark to shoot at it with the gun part of the gun lance.
Oh, yeah, you can do that.
Awesome. Okay, here we go. Haha! Take that, beast! Phew. I'm gonna just kind of leap off, run, and take a good lunge at it.
Right, yeah, so you dive forward, lunge, stab into it. That's definitely a hit.
Hell yeah! All right.
9. Yeah, and as you do, you strike it in its like right between its crown and its eye. So it lets out a cry of pain and kind of like stumbles back and slams against the wall before kind of scooting back into the space it's in right now.
Oof.
It's not looking good. The crown's got a slight crack in it now from the hit.
Oh God. Okay. Okay. If that's the case, then the second attack is going to be a shell.
Okay.
Range of 60 feet. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I have to reload as a bonus action.
It does not have. Yeah, and its range is 5 feet, so you have normal roll for your shelling in this case.
Normal roll for the shelling. Okay.
Yep.
I'm trying to think. Is that like a normal attack, or is that a?
It's just a normal attack. It's dexterity, I believe, is actually what it is, though.
Oh, it's a dex-based attack instead. Okay.
I believe so. I'll have to double check it, but.
That would be, rather than a 21, it would be -3, so it's an 18.
Okay. So that does hit, and then it's just a straight D8 since you don't add modifiers to this one.
And I was gonna charge it up with one of the wyvern thing. What is this? The Hypnofang rune.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
since it's looking real bad and it just like cracked its head against the wall, I'm gonna charge up that blast with the Hypnofang. It's gonna glow with like a purple energy and just blast out.
All right. So you hit. Is Hypnofang melee weapons though? Because technically this is a ranged like melee weapon attacks.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I will let it go on the normal one just because of that, if that's the case.
The wording is with this weapon, but if it is the melee,
That-
with a melee attack.
Yeah, so it would have to be a melee attack. So since this is not, we'll let it go on the first attack, which it might put it to sleep before this attack.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So let's go ahead.
Hypnofang, I'm looking at the thing now. It's just this weapon has 3 runes when you hit with this weapon.
Technically, I've read this before. It's hitting with the weapon is hitting with the gun lance, not with an ability from the gun lance.
Okay.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, cool. Well, then definitely the first attack of then, if that's okay.
Yeah. So it's a con save, right, or a wisdom? I think it's
Constitution DC 12.
I like this better than the wisdom. Please don't fail me, dice rolls with stupid bane. Shit, I don't even need the bane. It falls asleep before you shoot it.
Hey, yeah. Okay, cool.
What am I concentrating for?
For the hell of it.
Okay, so it falls asleep. Are you still using your shell attack?
I don't think so in this case, but because are there any other creatures around us?
Not that you can see from in here now.
Okay, yeah, I have if whoever would like to take another swing at it, they can hit it with advantage and whatnot. So I'm even though in my like frenzied state as I jump off and have that rush of adrenaline from knocking out the beast, I'm gonna see how injured it is, kind of help put it to sleep and kind of just do a little bit of breathing and kind of take a stance back, and you're gonna see him kind of calm down visibly, and I'll pass the turn.
All right, Nico, you are up.
It's asleep. Just run around the corner, claws crackling, go,
That's it.
What are we doing here? I mean, that's as far as I can move, I guess. I'm gonna shoot it with a little bit of light.
Okay, that will wake it up if you do.
It's not an attack, technically.
Do you deal damage?
No.
Okay. You're fine.
It's a reflavored blood curse.
Okay.
I'm gonna send out a little pulse of electricity at it. It needs to make a strength saving throw or have its speed reduced to 0, and I'm gonna amplify it.
Pretty sure that's already an automatic fail. I'm gonna double check it really fast. Unconscious is... I know in dexterity it's a fail. I'm going to fail strength and so it automatically fails it.
Okay. It is, its movement speed is 0
Okay.
for a minute.
1 minute.
Although it gets to make a save at the end of its turns.
Okay, so it's now asleep, unable to move. It's currently, it has like a nice cursed blanket on top of it, keeping it warm, so it doesn't want to go anywhere. As your turn comes,
Does Bane apply to the saving throws?
it would, but in this, it's an automatic fail on the. Oh yes, on the repeated one, yes, it would.
Very nice.
So as Nico's turn ends, technically, when you were asked if there was any other creatures, there's one. As you watch from the quicksand, Marlock, a Cephalos comes out of it, jumping out, and makes its way towards you. Burrowing though, so it's half under. It gets to about right here, and as it does, it kind of rears up and launches a bolt or sand in your direction. Are you within 30 feet of it? Let's find out. Technically, it's here. Oh, I think it's 5. No. So yeah, you are not in range, so it's a disadvantage. It's a 7 because of the accidental whisper and disadvantage. So I rolled a natural 1. It misses, and that is going to be its turn. Iodrome. Marlock, you're up.
Okay, so I've obviously fought with my brother before.
Mhm.
It's this sleep thing, like it's tranked, or it's just temporarily asleep and it's gonna wake up.
It is
makes a save.
definitely. It will not make a save. It's asleep for 1 minute, or until something shakes it awake, or attacks
like
it.
a rock hit the head or something like
It's-
that. Yeah, so this is.
Yep.
Okay, but if it's a whole minute, in that case, I'm going to fight our currently awake enemy and come back to this.
Okay.
Man, pressing Z when I'm trying to move my guy does some crazy stuff.
Should change it to alt or no. That's probably even worse.
I had to line off the mouse key because every time I clicked it, it would back out of the window.
Nice.
I forgot what you used to tell the distance you moved when
Q.
you picked up your token.
It's Q, or you can right click.
I have a 40-foot move speed, so I move next to the Cephalos.
Yep.
At no point in my rage has ended, right? I keep attacking, I just keep missing. But I'm making
Correct.
attacks.
Correct. A 9. You go to bite at it, and as you do, it kind of dodges out of the way. Yeah. Zoom out here so they can see the Cephalos fight now.
Man.
There we go. Okay. As you miss, it is now the Baros' turn. It snoozes. All right, its turn's over. Hercules, you're up.
Well, considering
It does
a
repeat
second
that
level,
saving throw though. It fails.
a second level Toll the Dead does 4d10. I think I'd like to be the one to wake it up, but
You mean
Can-
inflict
can I hear that
wounds?
commotion
podcast?
He means inflict wounds.
yeah, inflict wounds, inflict wound upcast, and can I hear the commotion outside?
Yeah, it's not quiet. You literally hear two animals duking it out.
Well, do I know it's gonna be asleep for a bit?
You have never hunted with them, so I would say you wouldn't innately know. But obviously, Rook, you could see him starting to charge up a spell. Possibly, you could warn him if you want, but up to you.
So I can see Marlock as the Iodrum
No,
fighting something.
because there's
yeah.
there's the wall right there. Even though there's dynamic lighting showing it, the wall is actually blocking it.
Then I don't see him, but I do hear commotion outside.
Mhm.
I'm going to I'll cast Toll the Dead at second level, but I'm going to hold it.
If you
Inflict
do go
wounds,
to
gotcha.
begin to cast a spell, I'll cry out and be like, Hercules, there's a beast at the front. We must turn and.
So I don't think Aaron's going to be doing me any favors, so I think I'm already dedicated to casting.
No,
Inflict
in this case,
Wounds.
that's why I mentioned no. Necessarily, he was like, you start to cast it. You don't necessarily finish it, so that's fine.
Okay, so I'm going to stop the somatic components, and I'm just going to try and head outside,
Okay.
if at all possible.
Yeah, you can. So as you're getting ready to, you pause, and then you start making your way outside. Poor little Cephalos getting all ganged up on. So you can see them fighting now. Like literally, the Cephalos is like trying to hip check into it as Marlock's like jumping back and like pouncing onto the Cephalos. They're biting and clawing at each other. What did you do?
Alright, and I am going to cast Toll the Dead on the Cephalos.
Okay. Wisdom save.
So that's going to be a wisdom save.
Boom! I succeeded on a saving throw.
What?
The end is nigh.
So no effect.
Heck.
Well, did you mean Toll the Dead or did you mean inflict wounds? You keep accidentally saying
Toll the Dead.
This one was told the dead. I knew that for this reason, because how far away he is.
Inflict wounds is an attack roll.
So, as your turn ends up, Hercules, Ulrich, you are up.
Okay, so if that beast is asleep for a bit, I'm gonna also turn and make my way towards the commotion out front. I can only move 30 feet.
No, so when you move 30 feet, you are still on 10, 15, 20, 25. You're still 30 feet from being able to even get onto, Marlock. Yes.
Okay, excellent. Well then now, the time has come. I'm gonna reach down, kind of bend back the first like good 12 foot of the gun lance, kind of lock it in place, twist it. And you're gonna there's gonna be like a kind of like a whirring sound. I'm gonna shoot a blast at the beast.
Okay, you're using your shell attack?
Shell attack.
I like it. Go ahead. So it's a shell attack as if it's within 30 feet, I believe, is the attack range. 60. It's 60. So it is within your normal range. So you get normal attack.
Excellent.
A 5th.
That would be -3. Because that's I need to put in one for the dex version of it. That's the strength version.
Gotcha. So that is a hit. And then it is a 1d8 fire damage. You can probably just call the macro just shelling and cover yourself that way.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna add that.
All right, so as you do 6 points of fire damage to the creature, it gets just a massive explosion right in front of you, Marlock. Anything else for your turn, Ulrich?
I think it has to be a melee attack to mark it, so that's out of the question. And then I'll use my bonus action to reload.
Okay, you reload. As your turn comes to a close, Nico, you're up.
I bet the Cephalos
Just got
is
in
having
this
a
damn
blast.
cave. Pretty sure by the time I make it out there, the thing's gonna be dead.
I mean, that's the first time it's been hit. But who
Mhm.
knows?
Actually, you know what? I have a bow.
You do have one of those, yes.
So I'm gonna
You
move up here, maybe? Can I see the beastie?
Yes, you could.
I'm gonna shoot the beastie.
Okay, you
It's
take it.
still got the Ride of the Storm on it, too.
All right. 9 does
Excellent.
not hit.
Damn. Alright,
As you-
that'll do it.
All right, it's now its turn. Seeing you all, it's still in good health. It's more pissed off than anything. It tries once again, or in this case, it tries to hip check Marlock. 6 or 15, which I believe hits.
Yeah, that's my AC.
You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. As that is its turn, it is now your turn, Marlock. What do you do?
I keep forgetting about push to talk, and I keep just talking to myself.
Nice. We're changing songs.
I bet you hold a pretty good conversation.
Shit.
I'm gonna try my classic move here. Come on, I need a hit this time. Man, I need to just start spitting at things.
I have the same song in like 3 different versions apparently. So yes, you go to bite at it and missing. As your turn comes to a close, it's now the Baroth's turn to make that con save. It is no longer. It can now move if it wishes to move, but it is still asleep.
Is it still Bane?
It's a strength save, not a con save.
I will fix that. Shit. I'll put that back on there.
Oh no.
That couldn't have gone better.
All right, Hercules, you're up.
No, you go think.
I think what I want to think, even if it's wrong.
Maybe this time Aaron's dice will betray him. Toll the dead again.
My real
Please
dice
say,
never
please.
betray me. My internet dice do though.
That's
As
what I was gambling.
4 points of damage are alright. So you watch as a little itty bitty part of its skin turns black and decayed. As Hercules' turn ends, Ulrich, you
Into a salami. Slice just falls off.
this much. Ulrich, you are up.
Okay, sweet. I'm within 30 feet of it?
You're within 30 feet of Marlock. You are 35 feet away from. So you can get 30 feet and still use your gun lance reach.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna flip the tip back down, lock it in place, run up, and try and stab.
Yes. All right.
Oh,
A 16 hits.
excellent. Take that, beast.
18 points of damage. You strike into it. It's looking a little bloodied now.
Hello again, brother.
I've never met any raptors.
Roar X3.
All right, Nico, you are up.
Just a frustrated arrow shot.
All right, it's gonna have a little bit of cover just because of those two in the way. It still hits with the 24.
Yeah,
It would have like half cover in this case.
gotcha.
All right, Nico, as you hit that, it is now the Cephalosis' turn, and it is going to disengage and burrow underground and vanish from sight.
So,
It's
it fled?
oh, bird underground and vanished from sight.
But we have blind sight, so
Blind sight does not does
Fuck.
not let you see underground. That's tremor sense.
damn it.
If only.
Almost got him.
Now I'm wondering if there's a material that gives you tremor sense.
There is.
I'll add that to
Can
my
we
wish
carve it
list.
off the barrel?
I don't think so. Iadrome, Marlock, you are up.
What would it take to pick up Ulrich in my mouth?
It would just be your action. And maybe a con save from Ulrich because you have a poisonous like glands all through your mouth.
Oh, that's a good point.
I'd pick him up with something other than my mouth. What are my hands like?
They're like T-Rex arms.
Okay. All right. Ulrich's gonna have to walk, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna move towards the enemy that we still know is over there.
Okay. All right, you move there as your turn comes to an end.
Well, actually, I didn't pick him up with my action, so I'm gonna
Okay. Get that extra 40 feet, and as you do, the Baroth's turn goes by, making a strength check. Yeah. I'm assuming that's a miss. Or what's your strength save?
Strength save is 12.
Okay, well, I roll the Bane. If I get a 1, I succeed. Yeah!
No way.
When it eventually wakes up, it's gonna get up and move.
Aaron's so excited. That was hilarious.
Alright, Hercules, you are up.
Oh my god, he actually made a save.
It's been a curse as of late. Hercules, you are up.
Did that count as a curse? Oh, whatever. Either way, I'm going to move over to the Baroth.
Good.
And I'm going to prepare an action for when everyone's inside the cave and looking battle ready. I'm going to do that upcast Toll the Dead on the Baroth.
Okay. So here's the deal, though. When
If everyone approves of it.
so the big thing on that though is if you are waiting until your next turn and not everybody gets in here, then that spell is wasted because you hold it with your reaction, and if you don't use it by the end of your next turn, it's gone.
Well,
So
can I use an or in this?
no, it's
Can
got
I go-
a specific trigger, like one specific trigger. So-
Well,
I'd wait till
Then I'll
everyone's
just-
in and we all prepare.
then I think I'll just pass my turn for now.
Okay, pass your turn. Ulrich, you are now up. I assume you dashing in.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, 60 feet. That puts you in range of the Baroth once again, who is snoozing.
Excellent. I will pass.
All right, Nico.
I throw a rock at the barrel. No, I'm kidding.
It wakes up.
No.
You better stop.
I don't know. Can I like climb on the barrel without waking it up?
No, that you could not do. It would. You definitely
Fine.
most likely shake it awake in that case.
All right. I'll position myself next to Hercules.
Okay.
Give him a look and go. And ready.
All right. Marlock.
Jesus,
I hold my action. If one of my allies attack the Barrock, I will bite the Barrock.
All right. It's now its turn. It snoozes for the 5th round.
Oh, damn.
As Hercules is now up.
All right, fellas. Everyone ready?
Kevin, one person has a ready action.
No, I readied my claws.
Oh, you did your ready calls, yeah. Ulrich is the only person who has not.
Can Nico not speak in that form?
I can speak. I was just kind of doing a.
I like it.
Thanks for the motivation. Okay, now the moment everyone has been waiting for. The upcast Toll the Dead. Do I have to roll the hit?
Natural.
You still have to roll to hit.
But we'll
Yeah.
see if you ready it and then do it when Ulrich attacks. We can all hit at once when Ulrich's asleep.
No, we ran that before. The first one that hits is the one that wakes it up. After that, it's not everybody gets crits.
We'd still all get to attack at once.
You would still all have advantage because it's prone on the ground and stuff like that. Yeah.
But if this thing is, it's just like a little past.
Yeah, it's,
Like, best guess.
it is bloodied. So if you wanted to hold your inflict wounds until Ulrich it's his turn, and then go, you could do. I mean, or you could just go now and Ulrich gets his turn next turn anyways.
Sure. So I was gonna try and do non-lethal damage, so it might be better.
Are you guys planning on
Okay.
capturing this? Oh, I just moved you guys all off the screen. I'm going to click on myself.
I don't know.
Done on a done.
Potentially, it seems like if possible, definitely the Ulrich would want to or at least capture it to see if it's a suitable map. Oh, hey, I can see the map now.
Yeah.
A miracle in the making.
It was meant to be.
Alright. I think I am gonna go ahead and do the upcast now.
Okay, go for it.
Wow, that is not what I thought it looked like.
A 13. So you all watch as he goes to attack and strike it. He touches it, and as he does, you go in for your bite, you go in for your claws. The attack misses. So
I've been doing literally nothing.
No.
it misses. So technically, I will say Nico goes before the Iodrome only because of the initiative order. He would have had his prepared before yours. So, Nico, you make your claw attack, and this will be the one that wakes him up if you guys actually hit it.
All miss.
A 19 does hit, so that is a crit. So
Ooh.
you need to roll another 1d4, and so another 1d4 and another 1d6. Another 7 points of damage. As it wakes up, Iodrome, you get your attack with advantage because it's still prone.
Will I finally hit with a bite attack?
Find out next time.
On Dragon Ball Z.
A 16 hits.
I want to note this is non-lethal. I mean, I doubt I'm going to kill it, but, you know, better safe than sorry.
Yep. A 13.
pretty good.
That was really solid. It is still alive and needs to make a con save, correct?
Yeah, or else be poisoned.
Oh.
I don't know.
That's not possible.
That's amazing.
This is when a turnaround happens. You guys can't roll anything above a 4. Alright, so as your turn ends, Percules, unless you want to move anywhere or do anything else. Actually, that's your
What's
ninth
that
turn.
called?
You still had, this was still technically your turn. So you attack with inflict wounds, you miss, but you still have your bonus action and your movement. But it is awake now.
Well, I don't exactly have much I can do as a bonus action, so that is going to be the end of my turn.
Alright, Ulrich, you are up. It is prone on the ground. You hop onto the mount while on push to talk. And then I assume you
I
would...
do. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Yes, I hop on top. And then I'm gonna gun lance it for non-lethal if possible.
Sure.
All right.
You non-lethally stab it. A 19 hits.
Excellent. 8 stabby non-lethal damage.
Alright.
I'll pass. Oh, I'll mark it as well.
Yes. As your turn ends, Nico, you are up.
Seems to be the theme of the night. You get to live. I'm gonna slash it twice, non-lethally. I
Okay.
suppose. Going for those tendons instead of those veins.
21 hits and a 19 hits. You're rolling so freaking high
Oh
tonight.
shit! I still have archery fighting style. I'm sorry.
Alright, as you deal 7 and an 11, it is holding on by a breath.
Oh,
As Nico's turn ends, the Cephalos reemerges.
No.
It's going to kill
It's gonna
Steel.
kill Steel.
no.
You better stop.
We're gonna roll a d5. The 5 is the Baroth. And then it's left to right. 3 is Ulrich.
I would like to Mr. President the Baroth.
No, wait, that's not a D. Hold on. 2, Percules.
Oh, like 5.
What? That D5 is intimidating.
Sandblast. 25. Percules, your pores are clear as you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage from the sand pelts you. Lots of your fur has been ripped and torn off.
Wow.
Oh, it looks like one of those Egyptian
That's
cats.
So I'm gonna have to ask you. Actually, considering the environment, this makes perfect sense.
Exactly. Just remember to wear sunscreen. As it is now your turn, Marlock. The bar currently at this point is breathing heavy. It's on the ground, struggling to get up. It's bleeding from everywhere. It's confused and dazed. Its crown is cracked and broken. What do you do, Marlock?
I'm gonna try to bite.
I like this plan. Marlock?
Ah, yes! The bites when you need them. Of course, non-lethal. You know, I'm gonna bite it tenderly.
It's a love bite.
Sure.
This is some
Roll damage.
not exactly PG-13 undertones.
11 points of piercing as you non-lethally, like, cut off the circulation by biting its neck to its head, and it slowly goes to sleep.
Shh, go to sleep.
That was like perfect timing on the music too, and it's gonna restart. Yeah, as you put it away, I meant to put the Cephalos go back down underground. It disappears from view, never to be seen again. As you guys successfully love bite the Baroth to death.
Hey.
/ life. So
Move over to the mouth of the cave and just look for the Cephalos.
yeah,
Where did it go?
you just see a fin way off in the distance in the quicksand, and it disappears.
I'm after it.
Nico is never seen
Wow.
again as he accidentally falls into the quicksand that he forgot about.
Oh god, he's dead.
I mean, it's not dead yet, so you guys can't carve it. It's also not captured yet because it's not trank bombed. So what is the plan here?
It's unconscious though.
It's-
How much does it weigh?
Lots.
You should have got that
Probably like
cheese.
2.5 tons.
Oh, we didn't do the cheese and then lift more. We did the other one.
So to give you an idea, I decided to Google how much does an elephant weigh. If we go with the smallest elephant in my size, it's like 6,000 pounds.
Okay, I guess I underballed it a little.
So
Oh man.
Anyone have
This is Marlock's perfect time to polymorph into a gammoth.
if only you were high enough level. So no, what do you guys do? In this case, you really can't carve it. It's not captured unless someone has a trank bomb.
Right. I thought
Hey.
someone had a trank bomb for some reason.
I mean, if someone's got a trank bomb, you can just
I'm
throw it at it at
actually
this
gonna
point.
check my inventory because I remember buying some.
Say some people bought some, yeah.
I didn't realize you could knock it out with non-lethal damage, and it's not the same as the trank bomb.
It
I
is.
always thought that were equivalent.
Yeah, no, not necessarily. Because then it would just be easy to not have to make use of trank bombs whatsoever. Because right now, the Baroth will just wake up and, after 8 hours.
Right, because the trank bombs kind of act like a sleep spell with a lock on it, right? But
Yeah.
it's just for like low.
Yeah, it's low HP. Basically, it puts them to sleep, and then the guild comes, picks them up, and then takes them back to wherever to, carve them up.
Makes sense.
Or do research and stuff.
Well, I think we do kind of have to kill it now.
Oh, alas.
Well, this is anticlimactic, and I just stab it with a claw.
I'm checking my sheet to make sure I didn't bring a trank bomb. No, I didn't.
No trank
Definitely gonna buy
bombs.
some for next time then.
Yeah, I should have bought. I had plenty of gold.
I said being able to upgrade.
Rude,
sword.
it's bone.
So yeah, I love this. I love this imagery though. You guys are fighting hard. You're it's asleep. Let's take care of this one. We run back. We got him. He's asleep. And the guild comes all right, we're and they look at him he's gonna wake up in 4 hours. What the fuck?
Ulrich, you remember to pack the trank bombs, right?
I thought you packed the truck. Remember, I cooked.
Wait.
No, I specifically
You were
reminded
packing.
you before we left, get trank bombs.
And then the scout just looks at you. All right, someone's got to kill it.
I'm gonna put my newly upgraded longsword very discreetly behind a blanket.
I just stab it with a claw, in the eye, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, just through the eyeball.
Into the brain, where I pump lightning into it, hopefully killing it quickly.
Yeah, and that's what we assume. It makes no real motion or noise. It was already basically on its last legs anyways. And as you do, this cat goes, all right, do what you got to do, and then I'll take it away. So, who is going to carve the Baroth? You get 3 carves.
One
I want to
Yeah, I
note
think I want
that
Marla to do
I need to redeem myself after that Delic.
Nico wants a chance. Do you guys give him a chance, or just someone like hold him
no,
back?
I do not want a chance. Go.
I was like, if someone can they just like pull you away.
I'm like pulling out the knife. It's like, well, I guess if no one else wants to, I will have to.
All right.
Just kind of like looking over. It's like, well, if only someone would take the knife away from me.
I believe that you would do it excellently, but we need someone strong enough to keep an eye out for the Cephalos.
You're right. You're right. I really should be keeping an eye out for the monster that just left. I will go do that while someone else makes a mess of this. I would do it better, of course. I just better watch out.
Stretch your arms as you walk away. And more like, make me 3 survival checks. 3. So that's 2 fails and 1 success.
Oof.
Indeed.
Didn't do as well as I was hoping. But that's
So it
just
goes.
how I are sometimes.
All right, so let's do some last final stuff. So we have some materials to roll for, experience, and some gold to figure out. Let's see. So you guys got, for gold, you each get 400 gold pieces each
Oh, snap.
for killing the
Holy
bar.
hell. I'm already planning for retirement.
And we do experience really fast, and then we'll roll for loot.
Finally have enough money to upgrade my armor.
Hey.
Plus
Armor
this
upgrade.
3. You each get 508 or 519 experience. I'm gonna round up for killing the poor Baroth. And then finally, we got to roll for some loot. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of loot. Let us go ahead and we'll have you guys kind of roll one. Everybody,
Did you say 519?
519 experience, correct. Let's go ahead and have everybody roll a d20 on the on roll 20, and then I will determine what we get. I'm going to start whatever order it happens is how it's going to happen.
Gotcha.
Oof.
And then I need 1 from Hercules. I get redos because I'm the DM. Hercules, I need a d20 roll.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
Fantabulous.
All right, so let's take a look here. So the first 2 rolls are the Delics. So those are the little boys. Where are they at? They are under
Wait, which one was I rolling for?
the Baroth.
Oh, nice.
All right, yes. Give me. I'm not in the handouts. I'm in the actual my actual characters. So handouts, monsters, Piscine. Deluxe. It was a 5 and a 13. So the 5 lands you guys some monster guts.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, it literally is a prized delicacy.
The 13 gets you a quality fin.
Oh.
I'm just gonna throw out there that I do have an underwater map now, so the current resist of the swim speed could be really useful. So then we have the Cephalos. That one was that. Another one here. You get a Piscine liver. And then we have the Baroth. Here we are. 16s. Alright, we have 2 Baroth scalps. So we both rolled 16. And then finally, So I'm feeling nice as the scout kind of looks at you all. He tosses you guys a claw.
Oh, snap.
He's like, here. So, how we like to do this is, I take a second to look at it and decide which ones you potentially want. Obviously the liver and the guts aren't really necessary in this case. So there's 4 materials, and there's 4 of you. So someone's gonna get something out of everything in this case. So everybody will get at least one thing, and then the innards and the guts will just, or the monster guts and the liver will just roll for. So, first question: who wants the claw?
I raised my hand.
Yeah, that claw is pretty amazing. Holy cow.
I might eventually be making 3 attacks around, so if that stacks at all.
Yeah, it would technically, because when you hit it, with speed is reduced by 5 feet until the start of your next turn.
Yep. So I feel like I could make the most use out of it potentially, but I won't gainsay anyone else who might want it.
Honestly, the only material I really want is the quality fed.
Is anybody
Well, not saying I really...
let's say, is anybody opposed to Hercules getting the quality fin?
Not from this guy.
Actually, now that I look at it... Oh, wait, I'm forgetting trinkets exist.
They do.
Alright, I think I'll vouch for the quality fin. But that's about it.
That's fine. In this case, it's low materials, but pretty good quality in these materials.
Yeah, this is great.
So, all right. So we're gonna give Hercules the quality fin.
Oh, I would like to roll for the quality fin. I kind of want that too.
Okay.
Can Hercules
do
breathe
you?
underwater or have some way where it's like way more useful to him?
I don't think he can breathe underwater outside the same thing as everybody else holding their breath.
He needs to be able to survive his next encounter with a virgin apple cider.
Swims.
A bit on the nose, isn't it?
Oh man. So, all right. So then, does that leave the scalps as the backups then? In this case,
I would definitely like to get one of those scalps. So that's right, because it takes 5 feet of movement for me to mount a thing, so that would go great.
right. But then you'd have to give up the claw in this case. You're either gonna get like a scalp or the claw, or someone will get the quality fin or a scalp. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I just want the scalp.
All right. So who wanted the claw? Then that was you.
Nico.
Yeah, Nico wants the claw. So, and you don't want it, correct? Marluck.
You know, the fin sounds nice. I'd love to be able to do the new underwater thing.
Okay. We'll probably have you guys roll them between Hercules and you, and whoever loses will get a scalp, and whoever wins it will get the quality fin. So that will give Nico the claw. 1 scalp goes to Ren, and then
Thank you.
wow, those rolls, guys. So it go.
I feel cheated.
Oh. You know, I have no problem, honestly, if you guys both want a quality fin. I'm okay with getting rid of the scalp, because if you guys both want a quality fin, I think that's reasonable, and not it's not going to break anything if you both get it.
Maybe we can team up on this underwater adventure.
And this just destroys the integrity of looting. I tell you.
All right, so you don't get the liver or the monster guts.
Stop us now.
All right, so if you guys want,
Aaron, don't test that theory.
I will test that theory at some point.
Wait,
What? Go ahead, everybody, just roll a d20. The 2 highest will get the liver and the guts. Well, higher and lower.
I'll pass.
I'm gonna take it home with that
I have no
6.
use for him.
One's just worth gold.
Oh, is it worth? Oh, well, never mind.
So that is a 6, a 17, a 3.
Never mind, jeez.
Hold on. There could still. Yeah, actually, you're right. Wow, guys.
Nice.
All right, Marluck. Do you want the liver or the guts?
Which one was worth more gold?
The monster guts is worth 50 gold pieces. The liver, though, you can cook it, DC 11, and if you eat it, it cures you of any poison or disease.
Give me that 50 gold pieces.
All right, Matzo Guts goes to
Yay.
you, and that means, Nico, you get the liver.
Delicious. I love liver.
So, I'm going to say a couple things to the stream really fast, and then I'll talk to you guys for a minute or two. So, for the stream, guys, I hope you enjoyed this game. It was pretty intense at certain points. Putting my monsters to sleep, I can't make saving throws to save my life, but there'll be that day when you guys have those, not such an easy hunt, and you just get, you feel terrified. There are people that have literal fear of Zamtrios and Zamites because of me, and I am proud of it. So your day will come. And other than that, if you liked what I was doing, you know, my next game will actually be on the 17th on a Sunday, I believe at 11 o'clock. Let me double check. I will confirm that right now. So if you want to check out, then you can. Yes, it is the 24th Sunday at 11 till 2 roughly-ish. And then I have the other 2 games are also going to be on Sundays this week, different times though. And if you want to check out my work, you can check out my Patreon right there. Get all my access to all my Monster Hunter stuff. So thank you guys again, and I will see you guys next time.